Hello and welcome, everybody.
Hi, everybody. So sorry we're late. It's my fault. I have stories to tell about that. Leanne knows one of them. Should I tell it? Okay. So first off, let me say yesterday we scheduled our live for yesterday. And then we had some things come up. And then so I went in to reschedule and I didn't do something right, I guess, because it was still scheduled. So I wasn't home and I called Leanne. I said, go in and fix it. And she couldn't figure it out either. So if any of you came over last night, we really apologize. I feel bad, but we're here now. And the reason I'm late today is my daughter had a show and it was down near Santa Monica Beach. And driving her there was nice and fast and easy because it's Sunday and it was like 9:30 in the morning, no traffic. But you imagine at 2:00, everybody's going to the beach or leaving the beach. And it took me an hour for a 9-minute drive. And guess who I saw right beside me at the red light? Taylor Swift in a red Mercedes-Benz.
And her boyfriend, Joe Alwyn.
And her boyfriend.
Yep.
Yes. I was all excited. And I started screaming, there's Taylor Swift. But I couldn't take a picture because I was using my GPS. So, and I didn't want to wreck. And then then I get Bella. And literally 1 mile from my house, I turned left at a red light. The light was green. And this lady that was waiting in the lane to turn right tried to do a quick loop into my lane, and we almost wrecked. We were like, my anti-lock brakes turned on and everything. We were like 2 inches away from hitting each other. So I'm still shaking from that. So it was quite the experience. So that's why I'm late.
Well, that's a pretty good reason to be late, I would say.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I have to be the Walmart greeter because we have people coming in that we haven't said hi to yet. So
yes, go ahead.
Hello, Mo. Looks like Michelle is going to be coming. She's texting us from her kid's phone, she said.
Okay.
Mrs. Portland, hello. The Wandering Sub.
Portland? Where have you been?
She's been sick.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Well, you're better now.
Yeah, she's doing better. Hello, Jeep Girl. Yeah, we had fun. Mrs. Portland and I had a good time on Robbie's panel last night. So you have to go back and watch, Christy, and you'll get a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Hi, Sofa King. Love you. Hello, Sandy. The Wandering Sub. Always good to see you. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Hello and
Grandpa
welcome.
Joe. How can you miss Grandpa Joe?
Oh, there he is. Well, I was scrolling up. So hello, Grandpa Joe. It's good to have you here.
Who else did you miss? Melissa Jade's in the hizzy.
Melissa Jade. Happy Sunday to you too, girl.
MJ in the hizzy. My busy.
Yeah.
Don't be dizzy.
She is the shiz.
Because you're busy. And you don't got to see Nizzy.
You didn't know Christiane was a rapper, huh? You better keep your day job there, hon. I have to give you crap. That's just part of what I do.
Thinking of a master plan. This ain't nothing but smoke inside my hand.
Hello, Andera.
I can keep going.
Please don't.
Just might.
She's going to put that as part of the show now. She's going to make up a rap tune every week.
You know what? I did think of that. I did think of taking all this bullshit that's happening on the streets and putting it in a funny rap. I did think of that.
Well, that would have been interesting.
And I was gonna call myself K-Rock. Yeah.
Okay then.
The K-Rock section. Right?
Sure,
right. It should be G-Pa, Joe. Why'd you change it to G-Pa?
Because that is an abbreviation for Grandpa.
No shit.
I know.
Do you think I thought it meant GPA, like his high school equivalency?
Well, no, I would hope not. I was just waiting for you to make some kind of wrap up about that too.
No, I'm not making up any raps. So, should we go into what today's about?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So, as you can tell from the title, yes, Miss Portland, thank you. I don't mean to skip around. I do have ADHD. Let me tell everybody about my poor kitty. My cat died, and that's why we haven't been live for a long time, because it was rough, and I'm still not okay, but I'm being happy today.
Hello, Broken Justice. Good to see you. Yes, and I am going to jump in here because when one of our other mods comes in, unless these gals that are our mods know it, I am raising funds for the final expenses, for the cremation expenses, to help out Christiane. So there'll be a link if anybody wants to donate. That would be great. And if not, we're okay with that too. We're just glad to have you here.
And I didn't know about that until recently. So, Leanne, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Yes, I did that on my own. She had no idea that was happening. So I was trying to think of ways to help out, and that was the best one that I could think of.
Yes. Yeah, MJ, stick around. We're talking a little. So when we started the channel, we always said it was going to be a fun place, and that we never promised there wouldn't be drama. We're not necessarily drama tonight, but we are a little bit of what's in between drama and no drama. Is there a word for it?
No, not that I know of. I don't know.
We might be teetering on. You do hear LA in the background, Sofa. We might be teetering on the line a bit, but there's things that happened this past week that Leanna and I talked about, and we feel like we need to address. Also, the topic tonight is parasocial relationships. And it's a fascinating topic because for each and every one of us, it's very relatable.
It really is. Hey, Scarlett, I'm so glad you're here. We love you too.
Yes, Scarlett. And this whole live is dedicated to our friend Scarlett.
Yes.
So, yes. So I can't wait to get into this topic. And with getting into that topic, we're going to be talking about bringing up a little bit of our experience, which I don't consider drama, but others might. But just remember, anytime we do talk about our experience and our truths, we try to keep it classy and not trashy.
Yep.
So that's an avenue we'll be going down, ladies and gents.
Absolutely. And another thing I want to clarify too, when we're talking about our experiences, we're not victims. So, I definitely don't want it to come off that way either.
No.
Right, Christiane?
Right. That's the biggest thing here is we are not victims. We are products of our own decisions and circumstances. And, when you make your bed and you lay in it.
Yep.
So we're not placing blame. We're not.
Certainly not.
Yeah. We're not saying, hey, you made me make these decisions, or hey, you pressured me into feeling this way, or I was paid to do this, or whatever, blackmailed. No, it was our own decisions as grown adults to go down the path we chose to go down. And here we are today. So, yes, we do leave the trash at the door, broken
That's
justice.
right, broken justice. I agree.
And I love to say this all the time because I'm pretty proud of it. I don't think there's anywhere that anybody can find me being vile to anybody.
No, I don't think so either.
I think, have I stuck up for myself and have I defended my friends? Yes. But did I get trashy when I did it?
No.
Honestly, I don't ever remember doing that because just hearing other people do it, I feel shame, and it's hard to explain. I used to explain it like if I was on a live and things got heated and then I went to bed, I would literally wake up with that on my mind and do like the walk of shame down my hallway into my kitchen to make coffee and just replay everything that happened the night before in my head. So when that kind of shit happens, when people are ripping each other apart and just going for the jugular, it really honestly makes me feel bad. And that's why I don't like to do it. So I don't think you'll ever hear me do that unless you get the Italian out in me and I start swearing in Italian. Then I might, but it'll be in Italian and nobody will know what the hell I'm saying anyway, right?
That's right. Hi, Dippity Doo. Welcome.
Go
yep,
ahead and
that's true.
Say hi to some people while I shut my door.
Hello, Mary. Good to see you. Jen Lou, thank you for coming. Good to see you too. So how's everybody been today? Is everybody having a nice Sunday?
They're all amazing.
I know.
It's Sunday fun day.
It is.
Okay, I'm back. So I want to get started. The topic is, we titled it When We Were Sheep.
Hi, Kimberly Jerome. Welcome.
Because when you are involved in a parasocial relationship, there's often a community involved in that. And with a community comes harboring and taking on the same thought processes, the same logic, and I guess the same opinions that the rest of your community have, which is what kind of makes you a tight-knit community. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to show some slides, and we'll get it started. So give me a second. Should I play the chroma curtains, Leanne, since we haven't done those yet?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Well, thanks, Broken Justice. I'm so glad to have you here, and I'm glad to have all of you here. I hope you all got some time to relax today.
How about that? A little bit of drama.
Yeah.
Drama. I should have made that light like longer and had something pop out of the curtains.
See, now you're thinking for next time.
I may do that. I just may do that. I don't know if I put up something on the screen, if it's going to take us away. I'm not quite sure. So if we go away,
It might move us to the side. I'm not sure.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Word. Okay, guys. So before I get into the definition of what a parasocial relationship is, I'm going to go down and ask these questions. And if any of you answer yes to any of these, then you may have to evaluate the relationships that you are developing in your social media life. And then once we go through here and you guys get a good feel of where you stand in all of this, then I will go in and describe what a parasocial relationship actually is. Okay, so it says, be aware of signs of the parasocial relationships. And below are questions to open up the dialogue and explore what kind of relationships you are building. So the first one is, do you feel like you know a creator as a person? Do you feel like a creator is a friend that you can turn to during challenging times? Do you feel like they are talking directly to you when you're watching them live? Do you donate to them and feel good when they read your donation? I guess that would be super chat, maybe, Leanne.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Do you feel hurt when someone says something negative about your favorite streamer? Do you feel like you are hanging out with them when you watch them stream? Do you ever cancel your plans in real life with your real life friends to join a chat with your streamer? And do you take advice from them and do things differently to match them? And that's kind of what I was leading into when I said when you're involved in a community with a creator as your lead, you kind of take on the same opinions and philosophies. And I know that I answered yes to all but one of these questions at one point in my life.
Same.
And of course, I didn't recognize this until I started researching this. And when I read these questions, I was like, oh my goodness, how the hell was I so blind?
I feel the same way. And hello to everyone that has just come in. Welcome.
Michelle K is in the house. Hi, Michelle.
Yes, she is.
I mean, every one of these just hits home, and we see it within the community. I mean, when like the one line where, or the question where, do you feel hurt when someone says something negative about your favorite streamer, is probably the biggest identifiable thing we see in the community, because we see the white knighters everywhere, right?
Yes.
When somebody's talking shit on another live, a lot of times that person that's talking shit will have the subscribers from the other community come in and just pound them and then take it back to the creator. And hence then you have a whole night of drama content. But it's not people faking. It's not them putting on a show just to have content for the subscribers' end. It's real pain, it's real feelings, and it's real anger. And when you get a subscriber in a whole community's emotions activated, so many things can happen. And we see it every day. We see that's when people go the extra mile. The extra mile being going real life, calling people's jobs, calling people's family, boyfriends, spouses, girlfriends.
Housing complex, apartment complex, whatever the case may be, anything to do with real life.
Showing private conversations, which seems to be, hey, voices, I was hoping you were coming today.
Good to see you.
I'm psychic as hell.
Yeah, I'm glad she's here.
Yeah, I'm psychic as hell because I had a feeling you'd be here. But one of the main things going on, I think, in the past 2 days, like I said, I've been absent because of my cat, but just doing a catch up in the past 2 days has been the showing of private conversations. And I think just because we can answer yes to these questions is why we're seeing shit like that go down. The donation part, we all can relate to that. I've never been a huge donator, but I have been a huge member subscriber. So if I like somebody, I'll go in and get the membership at the highest tier. And right. You guys know, because a lot of you do the same, those add up. So, my monthly memberships to creators now, not then, not when I was with Natasha, but now is like $75 a month because I got memberships to like 10 people. It's not 75, it's less than, I'm exaggerating, but it's, significant. And it makes me feel good to do that because I want to support.
Exactly.
But
thank you, Deborah. Good to see you. Sorry.
Hi, Deborah. But where do we draw the line? Leanne, like, how do we know in donating to our creators and supporting them when it's unhealthy because we need to do it to make us feel good, or when it is purely because we appreciate their content?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what people need to think about. Are you supporting creators that actually provide content? And content being not just coming up on a panel and dragging people or telling personal business about people or getting everybody emotionally involved by showing text messages and sharing private personal conversations you may have had with somebody. To me, that's not providing content.
No, it isn't. And honestly, to me personally, when I see creators starting to show the private conversations, that's a huge turn off to me. It speaks volumes about that creator, in my opinion, to me at least.
Absolutely, 100%. And then that leads back to, do you feel like you know them as a friend or as a person? And you do.
Yeah,
I know I did. I literally considered Natasha Cooper one of my best friends.
as did I.
And
Yeah.
my entire time knowing her couldn't have been more than in a friendly way, other than just listening to her and chatting. Couldn't have been more than 5 months out of the over the year that I spent there. So to go from, being somebody just listening, then evolving to chatting here and there, to then going up on panel, to then talking behind the scenes, to then thinking this was one of my best friends is crazy to me. Because in parasocial relationships, the creator shows you what they want to show you and limits what they show you and decides what they will show you. But when you have a community of thousands of people, that is not reciprocated. So you know everything about them that they want to show you, but they really know very little about you, because how could they possibly?
Right.
And that is the meaning, the gist and the meaning of a parasocial relationship. When you are in a deep relationship where you can answer yes to all of these questions, and that person does not reciprocate those feelings or sentiments. And it's
Yeah, and
very,
that's
oh, go
it's
ahead.
tough. I was just going to say, and it's tough because you think, oh, this is my friend. They should know so much about me. But that's right. With thousands of subscribers, that's not going to happen. I agree.
No. And then, so then when you come to your breakoff point where your eye, hi, Nashville,
Hi,
when your
Nashville.
eyes
Welcome.
are, when your eyes finally become open for whatever reason, for whatever happened and made you open them, you feel a great loss. And it feels like you're losing a family member or a best friend, but it's
Hmm.
not real because those feelings were never reciprocated. So then, if you have a creator like Natasha Cooper, is when you separate from their community and you felt that you mattered to them, and your eyes are open now, and you now realize that you didn't. It is not unbelievable to hear them talk bad about you, to say they never liked you, to say um, you were an embarrassment to them, and all the numerous horrible things that were said about not just me, about other people that, like me, felt
Hmm.
she was our best friend.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let me go into my other slide so I know what
Right.
this
And Small Town
are.
Jewel has a good point. She said, but several of us as individuals were spoken to frequently on a personal level. Right.
Right. But on the other level, what were they sharing with you? You were sharing everything about yourself, but very little was being shared about them to you. Hi, Rena. Thank you for coming.
Oh, hi, Rena. Welcome.
I know we've all heard the creator that I'm speaking of distinctly say, I don't say anything that I wouldn't want repeated, or I don't say anything more than a one-word answer. Or I say, how many times have we all heard that?
A lot.
And how many times I know me, I know you, Leanne, have shared every little intimate detail that you would share with a best friend about yourself. Hey,
Yeah.
Coco. So,
Hi,
yeah,
Coco.
Sofa, or not Sofa, Small Town, you have a point. Yes, we did have personal conversations, but those personal conversations were not controlled by us as far as what was being shared and what was being talked about.
Hey, Nikki. Glad to see you, girl.
Hi, Nikki. Now, I know I'm bringing up names here, and it's probably going to, bring us some shit, but I'm not saying anything bad. I'm speaking our
No.
truth on what happened to us. So, I mean,
Yep.
as we go through the topic, Leanne and I will add our experiences in places just to give you context. And as we do that, we're not doing it to cause problems. We're not doing it to cause
No.
drama,
No.
to bring subscribers, because the adage is the more drama, the more subscribers. We're doing it because it's a
No.
fascinating. Hi, tattoos. I'm
Hey,
so glad
tattoos.
you
Welcome.
came because it's a fascinating topic and it is something that we went through, and so many of us in this community and in this chat have gone through as well.
And there may be, another even community that you all are part of that, something similar like that happened to you. And of course, we just wouldn't know that. So it could apply, to many creators. Hopefully not, but you never know.
No, and I'm going to share an amazing video that I found when I was doing research on the topic, that this is a well-known tactic used with creators across the board. There's videos to teach people how, as a creator, to have your subscribers become emotionally addicted to you. And I'm
Sugar
going to
Beet.
share.
Did you see Sugar Beet has a question for us?
Go
Did
ahead.
you? It says, I've always wanted to know this of peeps close to her. When she says everyone is replaceable, how did that make you feel?
Well, that is when I got the reputation of being like a whiner and I talked like a baby. I think it was when I would feel that way. When I'd be sitting right next to her on panel and she would say, I don't have friends. I don't have any friends. I don't consider anybody friend. And
Hi, Remy.
hi Remy, it would deeply hurt me. So I would say that I would try to joke about it because it hurt me. And I'd say, and I would whine and I'd say, you don't mean me. I'm your favorite, and I would whine and try to pass it off as a joke. But it hurt. Of course it hurt. Here's
Mm-hmm.
somebody that so many of us devote, especially the mods,
Right.
a good part of your day, 7 days a week, to a
Hi,
creator
Kimberly. Yeah,
who
exactly.
who not only invests the time after, many of us work, many of us don't, after working or taking care of your house or your children, devote hours upon hours to a creator and become so emotionally invested. When they hurt, you hurt. When somebody hurt them, you it made you angry. It affected you. It made you sad. It made you feel something, which was draining because it was
Very.
daily that it was daily. I don't think there were many days that didn't go by consecutively where there wasn't some issue.
That's true. And then also, what used to hurt me too is when she would say, I don't trust anybody. But yet she would call us, about things that were happening in the community, and but she didn't trust us. That really hurt because we thought she was our friend. And, with friendship comes trust. And I thought it was hurtful when she would say that.
Yeah, we would call each other.
Yeah, you're welcome, Sugar Beet.
And yes, tattoos, I know. And
Yeah,
when I would get she would publicly do that to tattoos. I mean, we witnessed
I
it.
know.
And when I would
Nashville, I'm sorry.
Yes, Nashville. And when I would do it, she would laugh and tell everybody that she never listened to me. It was always the running joke.
Time.
She tells me
Yeah,
what to do, tries to tell me what, and I don't listen to her. So it just lends to hand that one-sided relationship. was there.
Yep.
There was
Hi,
never a
Nicole
two-side.
Morgan. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, hi, Nicole.
Yeah, it definitely was one-sided. I agree 100%.
Right. And by the end of a week, I don't know about you, Leanne. I don't know about those of you in the chat. I would be emotionally exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it showed on when I would go on panel in my face, because I started getting, people in our community saying, "Why do you always look sad?
Yep, I
Stop
remember
looking
that.
sad. What's bothering you? What's wrong?" Well, here I am sitting next to somebody that I'm blindly thinking is one of my best friends being bullied and attacked, and us having to defend her day after day after day, minute after minute, minute after minute.
And not only that, but
I
we were under fire for that too. I mean,
Right.
we knew going up on a panel, you're going to probably get people that don't agree with you, but it does wear on you day after day, when it's just negativity that you're hearing. And I know Christiane and I talked a lot on the phone then as well. And
Yeah.
we would both just be at our wits' end. We were mentally exhausted from just dealing with it. And sometimes we just needed to step away for a day or two.
Well, that, and not only that, so you stand by somebody who you love and care about and worry about health wise. I worried about her
Mm-hmm.
health. We worried about her emotionally. We worried about her constantly. And then here comes the videos about you. Here
Yeah.
comes the shit talking about you.
Yep.
And it just makes that feeling stronger, because then you're like, I'm not leaving this bubble, and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to listen to what anybody on the other side, quote unquote, other side, has to
Yeah.
say, because they're all horrible. And so when that happens, it's a vicious cycle. You're in the bubble, you're hearing one side, and you become more and more emotionally invested. So that's where my development of a parasocial relationship with a creator began. That's how it began. It began out of emotional, I want to say, manipulation. I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I've always been this way with my friends. I've always tried to protect. That's my personality. I've always been for the underdog. I don't know why. Even when I was a little girl in school, I always helped the people that were being bullied. I
Yep, me
always,
too.
yeah. And I was a cheerleader, and and with all that comes stigmas where, if you're in a
Mm-hmm.
popular crowd, you don't hang out with certain people. I was
Yep.
always the person that let the nerdy person sit in with me at lunch. And I'll go to bat for you if I care about you.
I can
And that,
vouch for that. She's very protective of me even now. Certain things will come up, and believe me, she is really protective. She's not kidding.
yeah, tattoos. At first, I was there. At first, I'd say the first 3 days, I was devastated, because it was me waking up and realizing that
Mm-hmm.
we were never friends, that she never liked me. I don't know what her purpose with me was, because she made it quite clear with all the things she said about me that, she didn't like me. Because how can she? If you like somebody and care about somebody, you don't go
No.
on a live with 900 people and tear them apart.
Right.
You don't. Even if they did something bad to you, which I didn't do, even if they did something horrible to you, it would still give you pause to go up on a panel and destroy them.
Yes. Neither one of us did anything at all bad to her.
No. And that's just common sense. You don't do that to people you care about. So therefore I knew she didn't care about me. So once I got through that realization, it hit me about the chat, because there were people in the chat that I had grown relationships with.
Well,
Not very many,
we
not
thought we did.
many,
Yeah. Right.
but a few. And I thought they knew who I was. And I thought they knew my heart. And I thought they knew my intentions. And there they were tearing me apart with her and egging it on. And that fucked me up for weeks. It still bothers me. With so much not even a call to hear my side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It blew me away. But now that I'm past it, it's been a couple months. I'm well past it. Same. And I've done research on the topic. It makes sense. Mm-hmm. Because they're in the position that I was in then. I mean, I remember when Glenn had and I'm sure everybody else remembers this monumental moment, when Glenn had his channel and he had Granny up on panel and invited her back. And just the context of the conversation that was going on there, I felt it as him not being loyal and being two-faced. That was my mindset then. So when it all came out, and the first thing I did was text Natasha. And I don't want to say snitch. I guess it would be. I guess it is snitching, for lack of a better word. Tell her what was going on. And he came onto the channel and we all took turns telling him off.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so bad about that. I feel really, really bad about that, because what the chat did to me when it was my turn, I know how it made me feel. So to know that that I did that, I made somebody feel that way, bothers me to this day. And no, I didn't go below the belt and call him names and Glenn died and all the shit that everybody says. I didn't do that, but I did make him feel bad for not being a good friend. And I was wrong for that. Do you have anything to add, Leanne?
No, I'm just in agreement 100%. Hi, Andrea, Mom.
No, I'm not, white knighting for Glenn in the slightest, because, I mean, he sat up on that panel when I left and gave it back to me tenfold of whatever it was that I gave him. I don't even remember.
And me too, because I chose to leave when Christiane left, because she is my best friend. So it was my turn to catch heat from him sitting up there talking all kinds of mad shit about me.
And I was so thankful for that. That out of the 700, I don't even know what the real size of the community is. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Out of hundreds of people, one person tried to stand up for me and left when that happened. And there were more, but it was one person that went public with me and stood by my side, and that's Leanne. And if anything good came out of that experience, is I gained a best friend, a real best friend.
I agree with that. I say that all the time.
When I answer these questions up here, take out the streaming and just put in real life situations, I can say yes and know that they are reciprocated.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela. I'm glad you're here. Welcome.
I have to say, like, when Christiane left, I mean, you have to remember that we were on a panel together, but we became friends, and then we became best friends. We talked all the time behind the scenes. So, not everybody was aware of that. Well, I had some personal things going on at home. So when she decided to leave, I quietly left at that time, and I just handled what I had to handle. But I was with her every step of the way, supporting her. There was times I would jump in chats and defend her. So just because I left silently, I caught some shit for that too. And that's okay. She's my best friend, and I still choose to stand by her. And if we catch heat for this, we will still stand by each other.
And you going quietly it didn't matter. I didn't want her to go put herself out there, because she would have been on the chopping block with me, right? So with her having health issues and shit going on at home, and then that happening, the last thing I wanted was somebody else to be judged for however many days it happens. Each person gets a different amount of days.
Yeah, mine came later. I mean, I got pretty much dragged, but not nearly what you got. but later on I
Right.
did get some. But I was always with you and I hated it. It would make me so mad that you got this dragging for days and days and days, and I couldn't do anything to stop it. And I
Right.
hated that. Thank you,
And I
Mary.
don't, and my story on how that happened was I probably could have stopped it, and it probably would have never happened if I would have um, bowed down and just apologized. But I didn't feel that I did anything wrong. And her aunt had passed, and I offered to fly out there and help her, and I meant it.
Mm-hmm.
I offered twice. I meant it because my husband's mother-in-law was getting ready to come and visit for a month, and I know he would be occupied, so I meant it. I would have went, and she said, no, don't, you don't have to, blah blah blah. I wasn't active on the channel because I was going through things at home, bad
Hi,
things.
Riley. Good to see you.
And the last thing I wanted to do, I was already emotionally drained from what I was going through at home, is to go on a panel every night and go through be more emotionally drained from what we did every week. And I knew I couldn't do it mentally. So yeah, I wasn't as in the chat as often. I wasn't on panel, but I texted her constantly. And I remember there were 2 days that went by where I didn't text, and I sent her a message, but I called. I tried to call. I didn't text, and she didn't answer. So I sent her a message, and I said, hey, I've been trying to call you for 2 days. Just letting you know I'm here or whatever. I'm paraphrasing. And she said back, I haven't felt much like talking. And that was it. And, that kind of, what was I going to do? Keep bothering her? She didn't want to talk.
Right.
So, but in the same breath, it kind of made me feel bad. I'm not trying to sound selfish when somebody's in a time of grief. It's not like I'm demanding attention. However, she didn't want to talk, but she was on lives daily. And
yes, she was
talking, and she was talking in the royalty chat to everybody daily, multiple times a day. And, I took it as, okay, maybe she just doesn't want me to bother her. So I stopped bothering her. And a week went by. I had scheduled something with Dorothy. My intentions with scheduling something with Dorothy, and Natasha knew this, was twofold. One, I thought out of anybody in the community, I could get Dorothy to come to our side and see our way of thinking, to see that she wasn't horrible, and just to see. And I felt that Dorothy would listen and be fair, because at that time she was making lives that were kind of, teetering on the line, where she wasn't bashing Natasha. I mean, she wasn't being her best friend, but she was also opening up to see different perspectives. So I thought, well, here's a person that may be able to be fair. Now, you have to remember, at this time in my mindset, I was in this parasocial relationship. So everything I know now, I did not know then.
No, I didn't either. And there's a question, so let me know when you want to break a second, and there's a question in the chat for you.
Okay, let me finish my sentence, and then I'll do it, because then I'll forget what I was saying. So anyway, I scheduled this live. There was a video made by Country Joe, and I had COVID for weeks. I was sick as hell. And I went on panel one day, and I looked like shit, and turned my camera on. So Country Joe at that time, and I love Country Joe, so we're fine. So me saying this isn't me being mad at Country Joe. Country Joe made a video with me and Natasha in it, and used my picture and bad pictures of Natasha, and told Dorothy that she made the video because Natasha and I were bashing her looks, which I never did. Never in a million years did I ever do that. I always tried to find compliments in
Mm-hmm.
anybody. And in fact, I commented on how pretty her hair was and how blue and pretty her eyes were. So that was the other reason why I contacted Dorothy. I told her, as a creator, you have a responsibility to vet things.
Mm-hmm.
And when you let somebody play a video and you don't know the background and you don't know if the whole premise to the video is true, why would you play it? Why would you be that irresponsible as a creator? And she agreed
Mm-hmm.
with me. And apologized. So part of the reason I was going on panel with Dorothy was to talk about Natasha and to talk about myself in the issue I had with that video and just the community in general. And I think by the end of Dorothy and I talking once or twice about what we were going to talk about, we did decide that we wouldn't even bring up Natasha because it would have caused too many
Mm-hmm.
problems.
Yes.
So Natasha knew I was going to do this. She gave me her blessings. It's on, the lives aren't there now, but they were. Anybody could have went back and watched that I had, quote unquote, permission to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And when the day came for me to do it, there was so much backlash from within our own community. I mean, Parker and I got into an argument, me from panel and her in chat, and it was dividing our community up. So I decided I'm going to cancel. I'm not doing it. It's not worth it, right? So I canceled it, and Natasha got very upset. She said, "You can't cancel it because people are going to think I wouldn't let you do it or I made you cancel it." And I said, "No, I will tell them why I canceled it." So she wanted me to do it because she didn't want it to be, spread falsely that I was made to cancel it or she didn't give me the blessing. So I tried then to get a hold of Dorothy to uncancel it. And everybody knows Dorothy. When she goes live,
Yeah, she doesn't
she
look at her
doesn't really
chat.
watch the chat a lot.
Uh-uh.
And she wasn't reading her text messages. So I couldn't get a hold of her. And then and I have everything to prove all this, that, on my end between Natasha and I. So I texted Natasha, said, "I can't get a hold of her. She's ending her live to go over to the DeLoreans. What do you want me to do? You want me to, I'll go to the DeLoreans if you want me to go to the DeLoreans." And she said, "Okay, let me know." So I went over to the DeLoreans, and Dorothy never made it on Lindsay's panel. So I went back to Natasha's chat, told her what happened, and that was that. Fast forward to her aunt passing, the shit that I was going through at home, and about a week going by where I didn't talk to Natasha, Dorothy had reached out to me and she said, "Hey, what do you got going on tonight? Do you want to do our reschedule?" And me thinking in the back of my mind how upset Natasha was that I canceled it the first time, I said yes. Okay. Yes. I called Leanne. I said, "Hey, I'm going to go live with
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy for our reschedule." I did not let Natasha know. I think I said to Leanne that I didn't want to, I didn't know why I don't know why I did it. Maybe that was where I went wrong. However, I'm a grown fucking woman.
Right.
But maybe in her mind, that's where I went wrong. So I go up, and the minute I went up, all I did was stand up for my friend, quote unquote. I didn't say anything bad. I was up there trying to convince a hostile community, the hostile against me and Natasha, that she wasn't the person they thought she was. And I got messages that there was a community post made about me and Natasha was going live. And then I got a text message that said, "How could you do this to me? And how could you do this now?" And after reading the community post and knowing that there was a live about to happen and the title was "Fuck You,"
Mm-hmm.
I was angry. And I said back, "What do you mean? What is the big deal? I'm defending you. And there are lots of people in your community that go to different chats all the time." And I named people, but I'm not going to name them now. And it's not a problem. And that's all she wrote. And that's when everything began.
Yeah, it really did.
And things were twisted and turned and warped and spun. And the very next day, like I said, I was having issues at home. My husband and I had a trip planned to Catalina Island, and things weren't good between us. I might as well say it because she's put my information out there already. I mean, even though she got 90% of it wrong, 10% of it is correct. Yes, my husband and I were having issues, and we planned this trip to try to work through them. And I was on a boat going to Catalina Island with my husband when Natasha texted me and said that I got up there and lied on Dorothy's panel, that she never gave me permission and this, there, and the other thing. And let me rewind. Before I went to bed the night that I went on Dorothy's panel, I got screenshots from the royalty chat where Natasha was screenshot my answer when I said what I told you guys I said about the other person, people going on in the other chats and what's the big deal. She screenshot it and put it in royalty chat. So if there was anybody in there that was on my side, they no longer were. And there were a few people in there that were like saying, "Hey, Christiane loves you. She's not saying anything bad. She's not saying a word wrong. Like, she loves you." And all she said was she has a funny way of showing it, and put that in there. She screenshot what I wrote and put it in there.
Can I explain what royalty chat is? Because there might be some folks that don't know what that is.
So
go ahead.
You can go ahead and tell them.
I was just going to say the royalty chat was like the highest level of membership she had. And I believe it was like $29.99 a month. And then you got access to a private chat with her and the other royalty chat members and her mods. So that's what the royalty chat was, if anyone didn't know. And so, yeah, that is where she was sharing these private text messages with her mods and the other royalty chat members,
which upset me.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll go back to where I was saying I was on the boat. She messaged me, that I stabbed her in the heart, and how could I do this? And I got up there and I lied and said that I had permission from her, or she knew about it and she never knew about it. And I'm on a trip with my husband. I can't be on my phone chat, texting, or on the phone talking. So I wrote her back and I said, "Look, I am not having this conversation through text." I'm paraphrasing because I can't. I would have to pull them up and read them, which I am not that person. I will never do. Paraphrasing, I said, "Look, I'm not having this conversation through text, so that my private thoughts can be shared with the royalty chat." And She said back to me, "That's all you care about is your screenshots. You're the one that made it public." And I said back to her, "The only thing I made public was my support of you." And a few other things were exchanged. To be honest with you guys, I don't remember. But I did plan on calling her when I got to Catalina, when my husband and I got settled in, and when I had a moment that didn't take away from my real life. But when I had that moment, it was too late. She had already went live that evening, and that's when they were all ripping me the fuck apart.
Mm-hmm.
Had I said, "I'm so sorry" in those text messages or whatever, I probably could have prevented it all. Why I didn't do that, I don't know if it was subconscious. I don't know. But I didn't. So here we are today.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to everybody that came in. I know I missed quite a few, but hello. We're glad to have you. Hi, Ladybug.
You say my name, MJ, Christy Ann. And that's another thing. She was telling the chat that I was working behind the scenes with Dorothy for this. We were friends because Dorothy called me Christy instead of Christy Ann, and only my friends call me Christy. That's not true. Dorothy called me Christy or Chrissy, I can't remember which, because she couldn't say Christine. But the way the story was told was all this time I was untrustworthy and having this relationship that I wasn't having.
No. And I can vouch for that. No, there wasn't any secret friendship or any conspiring between Dorothy and Christiane at all. Nope.
I was 197% loyal to her as a friend.
She was.
So that's how my parasocial relationship started and ended. And, you know, fast forward to today in researching the topic, because that's who I am. I analyze. I'm an analyzer. So, and Leanne knows this. How many times have I said to you, how the hell did I not see this? Or why did I do this? Or, you know,
Me too.
I looked into things and and what made me look into it is Astor Bartender did a video and she just momentarily touched on the parasocial relationship topic and put a quote in one of her videos. And it was so on par with everything. That's what made me research this and find out
welcome.
the mindset of people in the social medias. And I did miss the question. Do you remember what the question was?
I think, let me see if I can find it again. And I believe it. Let me see. Hold on. Give me just a second. Hopefully I can scroll back and find it. Sorry, I'm trying to hurry. Oh, here. Remy asked, Christiane, what was the nail in the coffin, so to speak, that made you say enough?
To be honest with you, I was still, I don't even know what word to use. This might sound dramatic. I was still grieving the loss of a friendship up until a few weeks ago in my own way. I didn't make that public. I was dealing with it personally because my feelings were true. I really was her friend on my end until she told everybody that my daughter was illegitimate, which she isn't.
That was horrible. Yeah.
Which it doesn't matter anyway. There are plenty of single mothers out there. There's in this day and age.
You don't talk about someone else's child. It's like, there again, leave the children out, you know?
And that hurt because I told her everything. And a few people know my story of what happened in my house and what I was going through. And I shared that with her. And either she maliciously put out the wrong story or she didn't care about me enough then when she was listening to my story to listen to it to even know it. Does that make sense?
It does to me, yeah.
And that was it. Now, there were some things that happened over the weekend, or last week, I should say, to somebody else that I called Leanne. I said, I'm done. We come on our lives. We keep them lighthearted. We truly do not do drama here. We truly do not.
No, we do not.
And it's not our promise to not ever. I won't ever make that promise, and Leanne won't either, because, shit might come up and we may have to talk about it. That's human nature. But for 99% of our purpose for this channel is to give the community a place to just come and laugh, be a little gritty, sometimes
keep it lighthearted. Yeah.
And also do a serious topic unrelated to drama and have a nice live once a week. But I called Leanne and I said, for the sake of our friend, I think we should cover the topic.
And I agree.
What's the next question?
Broken Justice said, do you wish that you had fixed it, or are you happy that you didn't?
There's still part of me that thinks that there's good in everybody. So I'm happy that I didn't, but there's still part of me thinking that had I stayed, maybe she would have listened to me, because I did try to lead her You do that
But
with your friends.
I don't think she would have though. And for me, I mean, no, I didn't have an opportunity to fix it, and nor did I want to, and I still don't want to, because what I sat and observed is I'm honestly gonna say when I first started going in to her channel, it was the parody panel is what I mean, and it was a lot of fun. And gradually I watched this person who I also thought was one of my good friends change almost completely. Then became, money, just seemed to have these fundraisers and want to just money, money. Also, I also saw her changing into not so pleasant person and literally just being, I'm going to say the word mean. I don't know how else to describe it to other people. And yeah, I would have never done anything differently. I wouldn't go back. I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
go back.
changed it. No.
Yeah, no. That's a different question. Would I ever go back? No, I wouldn't. No, I would never go back.
No.
But
I wouldn't
I'm
have let
just
her anyway.
putting myself in where I was 2 months ago, standing on a boat dock, reading those text messages, and I had to. That was crossing a bridge, right? I could go left or right, and had
Hi,
I gone
Parker.
left, I would
Mm-hmm.
still be there trying to be a good friend and giving her advice. I did it all the time. One of the big things that they were talking shit on me about when I left was, hi Parker, was that I was jealous of everybody that she got close to, and I didn't want anybody around her. And if people came on panel, I would get mad. And that is so
Mm-hmm.
not true. There were many times that she would have some falling outs, and I would tell her, you need to fix it with this person, and you need to fix it with this person. And I would also warn her of fake people. If I
Yeah,
were
we did.
jealous,
We
I would,
both.
right.
We.
If I were
Mm-hmm.
jealous, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done it. I'm not going to name names, but there were two that one she
Mm-hmm.
listened to me on. She actually took my advice on and fixed it. And the other, she didn't. Um, but
There's another question if you would like that.
yeah, because I'm horrible with chat. Can you read it to
No,
me?
you're fine. I just don't want to ignore people's questions.
No, I
That's why I'm
know.
just kind of jumping in. So you should have gone, or you should have just gone to the game Chris asked. Honest question: has she ever maintained a friendship without it falling apart? Then turning out she secretly did never like them. Yeah, okay, it says.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know the answer to that question. I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer
Like
to
I
that
said,
either.
that's part of a parasocial relationship, and that's what I mean. Like we only know what she shows us, what
Yes,
she allows us to know.
yes, Hannah Charles, you're completely right. She's talking about the fundraisers every
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the fundraisers, that when I was doing my research, you guys would be surprised. There are many videos out there as when step by steps on when you become a creator, how to emotionally manipulate your audience into number one, following, number two, white knighting, and number three, donating. And yeah,
There's another question. Nashville says, do we think she has lawyers?
do I? No.
Yeah, I personally don't either, because I don't believe I've heard comments about when she had her last channel up that there was this lawyer, quote unquote, in her chat. And I don't buy it, but that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, Parker, I'm going to show one of those videos
Mm-hmm.
tonight for you guys. Just want to get a little more into the topic. And I didn't want this to go off into it just being what happened, but I guess for it to make sense, to put the whole parasocial relationship definition into context, we would say our story. Now, please keep in mind, I have not trashed, bashed, or lied up here.
No, neither of us have.
I am trying to be 100% truthful, 100% truthful. And it's hard, it's hard to even talk about this shit because I'm afraid of what aftermath is going to come. But when it does come, I'm saying this disclaimer right now, I have not gone under the belt, and I never will. Never will.
Nor have I. And Christine can vouch for that. Nor have I. I have been very, very quiet until very recently.
Because when you fire back that way, you lose credibility.
I agree.
And it speaks to who you are. So I don't believe like things should be a tit for tat. And like in our community, people say they don't want drama. But then certain creators will say they don't want drama. And I'm not picking on any creator in particular here, but it seems to be like a common theme. We don't want drama. We're going to talk about something different. However, you answer everything that's said about you or brought up about you.
Yeah.
And you bring panels on to talk about it, and you divulge private and personal conversations. You're breeding more drama. And for me, it's a red flag. And I'm all about red flags this day, today, in this whole new YouTube experience that I'm having.
Yeah.
If something triggers me or remotely even and I don't know if I'm right or wrong for this, even remotely reminds me of where I was a couple months ago, I back away.
I agree. Hi, Blue October. No, I agree with you 100% because and we talk about that all the time. Things that we see, around the YouTube streets, we'll talk about it. Oh my gosh, did you see this? This is a red flag. We talk all the time. And
yes,
our eyes are open now in a different way, and looking back, like you said, this whole parasocial relationship thing has been very interesting. And like you, I think, wow, how did I fall into that?
Yeah. And Kimberly Jerome, to be 100, like I said, I'm going to be 100,000% honest with you guys. Yes, there were times when she would ask me how I was doing. There were times that she sent me, when I had COVID, she sent me a sick box. I forget the name of it. It was something that's already put together that you can send to somebody that's ill, a care package or whatever. And it got delivered to the address in front of my house. And how I know is she called me one day and asked me if I got the box yet. And I said, no. I said, you need to look, because a week had gone by. I said, you need to look to see if it was delivered. If it wasn't, you need to request a refund. Requesting a refund would have only benefited her, not me, correct? When you pay for something and you request a refund, you're not going to give the refund to the person that you were sending the thing to.
No, right.
So anyway, the box got delivered to my neighbor. How I know is Natasha looked it up after I asked her to, and they took a picture. The delivery man took a picture of where he delivered it to. And it was the steps, and how I know of my neighbors, because they were red. They were red steps. There's not many red steps. And I'm like, oh shit, that's my neighbor. So while we were on a live and I was on panel one day, I literally left the panel and went down and wrote a note and put it on my neighbor's door. She, to this day, she probably ate everything in the box because, like I said, a week had gone by. And I told Natasha, request your money back because the neighbor's not answering me. I guarantee she ate it. And, it was a running joke. But when I left the community, one of the things they sat up there and ripped me apart about was they said that I probably got that box and was trying to get another one or money.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
If I didn't buy the damn box, was I getting the refund?
Yeah, exactly. Can I have you clarify something too? I'm sorry, it's popping in my head and it makes me think of all of that.
Personal, I don't want to talk personal.
No. Can you just clarify this? Can you just tell everyone here that you are really not 50 years old? You don't have to say your age. And not that there's anything wrong with being 50. I'm almost there. But can you clarify that was actually a joke? And I think of that because there may be people that have heard this.
And let's just put it this way. even if I were, I'm not saying, because I've had threats of people calling my job, looking me up, and I'm
Oh,
not giving.
wow.
That's why I'm telling you I don't want to talk about anything personal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um,
That's fine.
but even so, what the fuck does that matter? You know what I mean?
Why would, someone even try to age shame, or I don't know what was going on there. It's just bizarre that that person would just continue to bring it up,
Right. And then I had somebody come into Brittany's chat and threaten to call my job.
Oh my God,
So
no. That's no. Yeah.
hold on a second. Go ahead
Uh-huh.
and talk. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, we've both had some crazy experiences, and this whole topic has just been fascinating to learn more and more about this. Mary, you should be proud. I have a few more years and I turn 50 and I'm okay with that. I am just fine with that. So I hope that you all are, I don't know if I should really say enjoying this conversation, but I think it's something that Christiane and I have discussed a lot, and we have decided that, it's time for us to, hopefully it's more relatable with the subject, with us putting our experiences in here and there. So I hope that that is helping. She's got some really good information coming up too. Yes, voice for the voiceless. That's right. You are proud. That's how I feel.
Okay, sorry. My husband came in and was
No, 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 that's
being
okay.
loud with
I was
groceries.
just talking and I was just telling him, I don't know if you heard, I was just saying, I hope that, you and I sharing some of our experiences are making it a little easier to relate to the topic, which I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So I want to go into the topic some more. So I'm going to share some slides.
Yep. I said that you were probably going to have some more information coming up. Oh, I'm
Okay.
glad, Mary. I'm glad you're enjoying this. And voices, you're right. It's long overdue. I agree.
Okay. So I did extensive research on this topic. So I do have a lot of slides. I'm not going to read them all verbatim. I'll put them up here so that you guys can read along. And if you can see it, I hope that you can see it. Put a one in the chat if you can see it. And then I can just paraphrase. But how parasocial relationships became prevalent was when COVID hit. And people were lonely and looking for human interaction. Everything was shut down. People couldn't go to the bars anymore. People couldn't go even to the movies. You couldn't go to the restaurant. You couldn't meet for coffee. Like all
They
that
can
was.
they can see it. We're getting a lot of ones. Sorry.
Okay, good. So it became very prevalent during the pandemic because more and more people got on social media just because they were isolated. And they were looking to fill that void. And I want to say a lot of people became extremely dependent on YouTube. My research didn't say so much about Facebook or Twitter. It was mainly YouTube, where you have this dynamic ability to interact with the creator, where you don't really have that ability on any other platform. I mean, Twitch too. So I would say
Mm-hmm.
YouTube and Twitch in my research was the two main social media outlets where people became literally dependent. And that dependency, even after COVID is done, is still prevalent to this day. And people are stuck because they
Mm-hmm.
don't ask themselves the questions that I put up, and they're not able to see through the red flags. So podcasts are, the way of the future. People aren't
Mm-hmm.
watching as much TV.
That's
They're
true.
watching more interactive television. I think that's why reality shows are so
Mm-hmm.
popular. They want
Yeah.
to feel part of something. And even more so when you have a creator that you can, in a community, I don't want to say just a creator,
Right.
and a community that you can feel as one with, where you can't really do that with TV. I mean, you could sit on your couch and like pine over some hot guy
Yeah.
from your favorite TV show and be like, yep,
Right.
I'm marrying him one day, and then follow him on Instagram and, write what you want. But there's really no interaction at all. So the parasocial relationship refers more to those social media outlet platforms where you can have that interaction with the creator and the people within that community. So that's
Anyone
how
that
it
just came
really.
in, sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead and say hi.
Oh, I was just saying hello to everybody who just came in. Didn't want them to think we were ignoring.
I'm really bad at the chat, guys. I'm sorry because it goes fast and my
And
head's
I don't
full.
mean to be like the interrupter, but I
You're
try to
not.
catch questions and say hello as we can. So bear with us. We're still getting in the groove.
And Mary, you're right. And I say this all
Yes.
the time. This was one of my huge analogies that I was so proud of. If people pay whatever they pay, I don't have regular cable anymore because I got the YouTube TV,
And it's
which is so worth
expensive.
it. It's $50 a month, and I get more with this than I did with regular cable. So
Dang, I
if you're
need to
going to
check
pay
into that.
yeah. So if you're going to pay a $200 cable bill, then there is
Yep.
nothing wrong that I feel anyway. And super chatting your favorite creator. They're there to entertain you and provide a service to you. And you pay for services everywhere else. Why not do it for your favorite creator? I don't
And
find
voice,
anything wrong with that. However, I do not think it should be taken advantage of, and it should not be egregious.
can I jump in for just a
Yeah,
second? Voice for the Voiceless says, and creators are taking advantage of those that need the interaction. Yeah, there are some that do.
right.
And
And that
Remy said the damage done by the pandemic causing isolation is just now showing itself. You are correct. I agree with you. And thank
yes,
you, Sandy. Wolfie has a question for you. Another question about how to pronounce your name properly.
Christine.
And hello, Miss Heather Dizzle. Good to see you.
I forget what I was saying.
Sorry. We were talking about
Um,
cable and how it's expensive and how it's okay to super chat, your
yeah,
favorite
it's
creator. Yep.
right, and that's not me saying, yeah, we're supposed to have $1,000 PayPal every 2 days. That's egregious. That's taking
No,
advantage to me.
right. I agree.
To me, in my opinion. But super chats, a PayPal tip jar, there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't. It's hard work to have a channel. I didn't realize how much hard work it was until we started one. And to be quite honest with you, Leanne and I are trying to provide content where like topics like this, where we do research and provide you with factual evidence and fun things. A lot of you have not been here yet, but our first two lives, they're fun. We do segments, we actually create things, and it's work. It's not easy. It takes time. It's time
It
consuming.
does. It does. That's
And
true.
there's a lot of creators out there that put a lot of work in their channels. So yeah, I don't find anything wrong with tip jars and super chats. But the egregious stuff, that's taking advantage. And that's what I was saying. There are actual YouTube videos, and I'm going to show one that gives a creator tips on how to emotionally invest your crowd so that they do this.
That just kills me, that something like that even exists. It just to
Yeah.
me is so not good.
Yeah.
It's wrong,
Yeah. So let's move on. So social media benefits from extreme devotion to its content creators. And devotion corresponds with attention. And attention means more time that a creator can spend pumping your face with targeted ads, depending on what kind of creator you are. If you're a creator that is endorsed, you're going to pump your audience full of whatever brand you're promoting. Social media's basic architecture encourages audience engagement, nurtures in them the slim possibility of validation from the content creator as their reward for being loyal and worshiping them. And no, Nashville, in my opinion, I don't.
I
The
don't think so
reason that
either.
I don't is because of the things that are said. You can't have an attorney to fight against quote unquote wrongs if you're participating in the same wrongs.
Yes, amen to that. Did you see Tattoo's comment? It's good that we created our channel because basically we held her panel when we were there. And then she said,
Thank you.
LOL. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times that we did get called up there to, to run the panel. So thank you,
But then
Tattoos.
But then when we left, it was told that anytime the link was dropped, we would just click it
We wanted
and
the
go up.
attention.
And we wanted the attention. And I used to say, Jesus, if anybody wants this kind of attention, then God bless them. Because I was getting trashed.
Me too.
Left and right.
High Mountain Vibes, welcome.
Yeah. So it wasn't the kind of
more negative attention than anything. Yes.
Exactly. And I don't know about you, Leanne, but there were many times, especially when I first started going on panel, where I would not click that link without asking her. Yep, I would literally text her and say, hey, do you mind if I come up, or do you want me to come up, or can I come up?
I did the same thing. Yes.
I never just took it upon myself to click that link and just pop my ass up there and say, hey, everybody, hey, everyone, look at me. Ever.
Nope. Neither one of us did that. That was not us. We're not people that just seek out attention at all. No.
And I mean, we're human beings. We like attention. Everybody likes a little bit of attention. So yeah, if we got up there and we're having fun and had our moment to, like me, I used to like to be goofy, do something goofy. That was my outlet, but as time went on, then she would ask us to come up, or where are you? Why aren't you here? Are you coming up? And she would even say it from the panel.
Yeah.
So to be accused of just infiltrating the panel every time that link was dropped was mind-blowing to me.
Hi, Tilly May. Thank you. Yes, Mountain Vibes. That's right. She always did make it seem like we did. Yeah. She did make it sound like we were just attention seekers and we jumped up there the first, minute that she posted that link. And that's so not true at all.
Yeah. No. And I mean, she would say it from the panel. Christiane, you coming up to do makeup? Are you coming up? Leanne, are you coming up? It would.
Yeah.
I don't know. She would say, I talked to Christiane on the phone today. And then after I left, she told everybody we never talked on the phone. It blew my mind. Were people not awake when those lives were happening? Were they not listening? Because she did it a lot with both of us. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. All right, so let's go on. If we want to curb social media addiction, then we have to address parasocial relationships as our root cause. And like I said, in my and in Leanne's instance, my addiction came with being emotionally involved, where I wanted to protect her. I did not want to see her being hurt, and also worrying about her health. So when I came on, there would be days that I would work 12 hours, come home totally exhausted, make dinner, take my daughter to training, and come back. And instead of going to bed, get on that panel because it was important to me to be by her side to help my friend deal with what was happening in the community. Now, keep that in mind. That was my mindset then. What was happening in the community was all one-sided. I know better now, but then that's the way I felt. So there's my addiction. And that addiction was real. So to get through that, you have to be able to examine your behavior individually and rethink things.
Yeah, definitely.
And like I said, those questions, which wasn't even attached to this specific article that I found, it was from a separate article. Those questions, and if you are coming in late, there's questions that I had up on the screen from the beginning that you can ask yourself that will help you know where you stand individually in your patterns of behavior with your social media relationships.
There's a question. Ladybug has a question where she said she accused Siren of the same. Do you believe he was asked behind the scenes also to be up on a panel? My opinion, I mean, I can't speak for Siren. I don't know this, 100% because I have not discussed this one-on-one with him, but it wouldn't surprise me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I can't speak for him either, but I do believe he had addressed that before and said the same thing that we say.
Mm-hmm.
But I
That's
could be
probably
wrong.
true.
But yeah, like she loved Siren.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, were we sleeping when she was live and she would say that he was her? They would say they loved each other up there.
Yeah. Yeah. They did. That's true.
So yeah, I believe that happened as well, just from that. But like I said, we can't.
Yeah, I don't know
speak for him.
100%, but it would not surprise me if that happened because it did with us. So it wouldn't surprise me.
So, I mean, the last sentence here is the better we understand ourselves, then we can easier is to prevent the addictions.
That's true. I believe that. Yes.
Oh, and this was interesting, and this might bore some people, but parasocial relationships were discovered by, or I don't want to say discovered. I guess was termed by Donald and Horton and Richard Wool. They were sociologists in 1956.
That's wild. If you
And
think
it
about
was
all the things that have happened,
right.
it's amazing.
And it was, I guess, when maybe radio was phasing out and TV was becoming more and more popular. So that's when they just started to notice people's addiction to certain, I don't want to say celebrities, but I guess media personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And it became, something that they would see more and more. And that's how they came up with, this is a real thing. This is a real dynamic that is happening. And so social media is built on the back of audience engagement in a way unlike any television show. Success is measured in the form of likes, follows, comments, reposts. The interaction is part of what constitutes the content. A content creator must foster these connections as part of their job as a way to cultivate their influence. And that's why they call them influencers.
Yes.
You are influencing, whether you have 30 people, 200 people, or 100,000 people.
Right.
You are influencing people that are listening to you. Like the people in the chat right now, I'm up here, me and Leanne are up here telling you about the research we did, and you'll take some of this with you. We're influencing you. So when a creator comes up and says, oh, I'm just up here because I'm a great person and whatever reason they're up there. What is some of the reasons we go up, especially in our community? They're up here to put some kind of influence on you. Like, for example, our channel, our influence wanted to be lighthearted. We want you to have a light heart. Come here after the crazy things that go on in our community that are so grueling sometimes emotionally. So come here and just chill. That's the influence we want to have. A fun, loving. Go ahead.
Sorry. Ladybug has a question. What are your feelings on how she made Glenn go up on panel after having Jessica on his channel? And she said, I don't think it was right. However, Glenn allowed it or he was scared of her.
I talked about this earlier, Ladybug. No, I feel bad about it to this day. So it was really early on in the live when I first started and we started talking about the definition of the relationships you build on social media and where I was in my mind frame. I was 100% a white knighter, protector, NC could do no wrong mindset. And when she went on his panel, looking back on it, it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? He didn't do anything bad. He didn't see anything wrong. But the mindset I had then was him just even having her up there and being cordial felt disloyal to me because I was not in the right mindset. I was involved in, I had this addiction and this blind loyalty that comes with a parasocial relationship. So when he did that, I think I was one of the first people to message her and let her know, like, hey, he's doing this. This is why would he do this? This is horrible.
It's okay,
And
Ladybug.
he came back to the panel. I don't know if it was a few days later or when. And we each went up and
And
chastised
addressed
him.
it. Yeah.
Not addressed, chastised. Let's just be truthful. Knowing how I was torn apart by the chat when I left, knowing that now, I know how he felt then. And I still to this day feel horrible about that. I didn't say horrible things to him. I didn't go below the belt. I didn't swear at him.
No.
I didn't insult him, but I chastised him for not being a good friend. And I had no right to do that. He's a grown man. He could go wherever he wants to go. He can have on his channel that he owns whoever he wants to have. I don't know. Now that my eyes are open, the biggest question I ask all the time is who made the rule that when you have a channel, your subscribers are owned by you. And if they go anywhere else or seen on any other panel or chat with somebody else that they don't agree with, then they're bad. Who made that rule?
Right.
Why is that even a thing? But it is. It's a thing.
Tilly May has a question also.
It's not just Natasha that does that. We see subscribers.
Oh, yes.
Content creators aside from her that do that. What? Hold on just a second.
Yeah, no problem. Tilly May, I'm just going to give you my opinion, and Christiane can answer, for herself when she comes back. The question is, do you honestly believe that she'll be able to do straight true crime and never veer into the drama and dragging going forward? In my opinion, no, because just from what I have seen, and again, this is my personal opinion, my own, Christiane will probably have her own too, but the drama seems to be what makes her the most money. She gets more super chats. It seems like with the drama, her fundraisers get more money. So do I think she'll be able to just do straight true crime? No. In my opinion, no. I'd be very, very surprised because at one point she had said she didn't want to do true crime anymore. So I guess, we'll have to all wait and see. But yeah, I'd just be surprised.
Sorry, Bella was asking me a question. Yeah, no, I agree. Her niche, in my opinion, her niche is what hooked me. It's the emotional addiction to her. You feel bad. You feel like you want to help. You feel like you need to help. You feel like everybody's against her. And you feel like all these things happen to her and it's not fair and it's unjust. So when you feel that way, you're going to do whatever is needed to try to make that person feel better.
Right.
And what is requested in that community is what we hear every day: donations to the PayPal fund. When a creator says to you, this is my livelihood, this is how I feed my family, that is emotional manipulation.
I was just going to say that really appeals to people emotionally. It's like, oh my gosh, this is how, they feed their family. So I have to give.
Because people are good by nature, right?
Yes.
And if you're already in this friendship, quote unquote, this parasocial friendship with a creator, and you see them struggling, you see them hurting, you hear them talk about it every day. And I'm not saying it's just her. There's others that do the same thing.
Oh, yes, there is.
And when you hear about it, you see it, you feel bad and you want to help. And how good people help is by giving money on this platform. They help by purchasing a membership, giving them time, which is just as valuable as money.
Absolutely.
And donating to their tip jars.
Yep, that's right. there's another question. Dippity Doo wants to know, do we think that she has a gambling addiction? I don't know. I don't want to speculate anything on that. I just don't know.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
I don't have a good answer, Dippity.
That's what I don't. Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
want to
that's
speculate because we just
right.
don't know.
I honestly don't know. I know she enjoys it.
Right.
I know that's if there's nothing to do, then that's what she would like to do. I don't know if that means addiction or what it means. If it's a hobby, I don't know where that line
Yeah, I don't
crosses. So I
either.
can't speculate either. But when we were talking red flags, one of the red flags to me on this day and with my eyes open, and whether I want to be a part of a community or not, is if I hear a creator say, this is how I feed my kids, or this is my livelihood, or I can't pay my rent, or they're going to take my car.
Yeah.
If I hear that, it turns me away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that it's fake, because it's not always fake. There are creators out there that are struggling.
Hey, that girl, and hello, douche canoe is fake.
Douche canoe.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Douche canoe is fake.
Yep.
So I'm not saying that some creators aren't struggling. We all are. I mean,
oh gosh, yeah.
I am. I live in California. I mean, for the love of Pete. So,
right.
But when you go on to your platform and you say to people, I can no longer, I don't have access to my super chats anymore, or nobody's donating to my PayPal, or I had to shut this down, or I don't know what the language has been used as. I've heard it. You're emotionally manipulating your audience.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your audience's responsibility to provide for your family. You're a content creator. It's your responsibility to provide your subscribers entertainment in whatever form that is.
Absolutely.
And it's up to them. YouTube's a free service. It's free for me and Leanne to use. Yeah, we have a monthly subscription to StreamYard just so that we're able to share the screen and get the perks so that we can provide better content.
Right.
But YouTube itself, to stream a live, is free. And to have a channel is free. And if you want to do really good content, then you purchase a software program where you can make your banners and your, you call them thumbnails.
Hi, Jackie.
But the bottom line is it's free. And I mean, let's face it, people create channels because their goal is to get a lot of subscribers, become a success. Nobody wants to be a failure. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong in wanting to be successful and making money at whatever you do. Right. That's not what I'm saying. But when you're telling your audience that this is your livelihood and now you can't pay your bills, that's emotionally manipulative.
It is. It is. And yeah, I can see, we've seen that happen in several different places. I've seen it in other communities. So yeah.
Right.
I don't like that at all.
Right. And, so don't take me wrong. Like I said earlier in the live, there is absolutely nothing wrong with super chatting and tipping, whether it be through PayPal or whatever, a creator that you're enjoying. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're depending on that and you have to vocalize it, I find that just overstepping. I don't know. Maybe it's me. People can disagree with me. But it is listed in the research I did as one of the tactics that is used.
Wow.
Right, that girl. That's what I said. Not everybody's here, to make money per se. But, you want a channel. You want to be successful in whatever that is to you. Whether that be you just want to have a channel that has a great community with 100 members that you just are happy and everybody's getting along. Or if you want 100,000 subscribers, and there's nothing wrong with whatever defines success for you.
Right. Dippity
But
do. I don't know if she has any real friends. I can't answer that because I just don't know.
yeah, we don't know. Okay, so let's move on because if we keep
Yeah,
going like this, we're gonna be here all night.
I know, right?
And this is what we were just talking about. So influence is the name of the game, and it's the main objective. That is why when I said there are certain creators that are brand creators, where there's a few big true crime creators that they'll start their live with a they don't have lives. They'll start their video with a certain brand that endorses them, and of course they're going to speak positively about a brand that is
Yeah, they're sponsored. Yeah.
right. They're not
Yep.
going to say, "Oh, don't buy this because I used it last week and it gave me a rash on my ass." You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
exactly.
whether it's a good thing, whether it's a good product or not, it's you're going to talk positively if it's sponsoring you.
Right.
So that's funny. I love that. So this is the most effective through YouTube is the brand advertising, because right in the middle of the video, a YouTuber can switch from being a friend, there's that word, and I didn't write this, to being a salesman. So whatever you're selling out there, I'm not saying it always has to be a brand. It could be a PayPal link. It could be anything. You
Right.
switch from being a friend to promoting whatever it is that is your objective for the night.
Thank you, telling
And
me.
the switch can happen in an instant. And because you have this relationship with them that you feel like I felt like this is my best friend, this is my friend, you trust
Yep.
them.
Right.
You trust whatever they're saying. So, and right here it says it. Our parasocial relationships may convince us into buying a product that we never wanted or needed. And it's a powerful weapon.
It
They also
is.
bind us in another way. They can keep us trapped in a cycle of compulsive watching and addiction. And we talked about that earlier,
Yeah.
where, especially in the drama community. So if this person's showing text messages, and I'm just saying this because it seems to be prevalent right now in our community. So if this person's showing text messages, everybody cannot wait. They're on pins and needles. I
Yeah.
should say everybody. People are on pins and needles to see what the other person is going to say in response.
It's
So,
just a vicious cycle then. It just,
right.
keeps going and going.
And it takes hours and hours of your night and your
Yes.
day.
Yep.
Okay. So, in this instance, this person was entrenched in YouTube addiction for 4 years. From the beginning of school, middle school, all the way to the beginning of sophomore year in high school, this person spent most of the days watching YouTube, yearned for entertainment, and longed to befriend the creators. Worse still, because many of these YouTubers had created Discord servers, I could reach out to them directly. What I sought there was not friendship, but validation and approval. And that is so true. We see certain people from certain communities that, and you'll hear people say it. Go back and get your pat on the back from your master. Go, you did a good job in here white knighting. So it's almost like people will in the community trip over each other to get to be the person that does the best for that person, for that
Yeah.
creator. And Leanne, you saw that, you brought that up to me many times
Oh, yeah.
with a situation where people were literally fighting each other to be able to do something, to do a task, so they
They
could get
could, yeah, they
validation.
could get that extra attention, and that's what they wanted. And I mean, looking at that from the outside, I've never seen anything like that, but I saw it and it is very real. Very real.
Right. Wait, I want to read what that girl said because I'm missing that girl. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just, when the chat goes fast and I'm thinking, I lose it. Give me 1 second. Right, that girl. And I understand that. There are a lot of creators that don't. I know I was watching the one that does that sometimes will dress up like the little granny, Tara. Does anybody know her? I'm having a mind for it. I can't think of her name. The creator, Tara.
I'm not sure.
She does commentary videos. She's always on Robbie's. And sometimes she'll do the shorts with the
Yeah.
little granny wig on.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of her name.
So she also does not share PayPals, or I think she does do her super chats, but she does not mention ever anything concerning tips like that girl does. So there are creators out there that aren't comfortable with it and don't need it. That's not their
Broken Injustice
um,
says, is it Tyra Nicole or Tilly May says Tara Boom? That might be who it is.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's Tyra Nicole. That's who it is.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I just recently started watching her videos because she does commentary.
Yeah.
And I watched her a while back and then I stopped watching. I don't know why. And I just recently started watching her again. And she said something just like that girl just said. When you're being egregious with the PayPals, and how she's not the type of creator that will drop that PayPal link.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that either. Like I said, whatever success you're looking for when you create a channel is defined by you. And whatever that is up to you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's okay. Whatever you decide for your channel. Absolutely.
Okay. Let's move on. I hope everybody's enjoying this.
Yeah, it seemed like it. I asked that a little while ago. So hopefully they're going to take away something from this tonight.
Okay. Okay, so loneliness is inescapable, and we already talked about how people in a deep depression, in isolation because of COVID, were seeking out, humans are social creatures. They were seeking out relationships. So that's when this kind of just blew up, because you need to, you can't hold up in your house talking to nobody. And it's not healthy. But if you are developing relationships just to resolve that feeling of loneliness, and you're willing to accept any kind of relationship, then you're doing it for the wrong reason.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how you cling to someone else, you will always be thrown into solitude again. If you can't cope with that, then the solitude will be miserable. But if you can learn to accept the quiet, you may begin to find that you really are your own best company. So what they mean by this is, because parasocial relationships are more of an enigma, it's just a vision. It's not a reality, because it is so one-sided, because a creator could never have a bond or share with a subscriber, because there's hundreds,
Mm-hmm.
the way one shares with them, with every one of their subscribers. So it's not true. It's not real. So what they're saying is, you will always go back to being lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's that slide presentation. So I want to show the little video that I found, and then I had some other things that I wanted to talk about along the same lines. But I found some comments throughout the community that I wanted to address, and see how the chat feels to have the chat participate.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so let me grab this video. Give me a second. I'm not the best at sharing screen from Chrome tabs, but we can do it.
That's right. We're learning more and more.
All right, share screen. I'm a little slow, but I am getting there. Okay, I think this is it. Can you hear this?
The nature of YouTube makes the development of parasocial relationships very common, where the viewer feels a long-term bond with the influencer, looks up to them, believes they're a good person, and trusts them. While on the other side, the influencer is completely unaware of the viewer's existence. This makes it really easy for people to manipulate their audience, usually in order to increase views and profit. It's best not to become too attached to an influencer to the point where you would feel let down if they did something you didn't agree with. But the manipulation tactics that some use are often what make you trust them so much, and also make you more likely to forgive or overlook actions that you'd normally not be okay with. I'm not advocating for canceling people for one minor wrongdoing, but those who repeatedly act in unethical ways don't deserve manipulation is the process of influence.
So I'm going to stop it there for a second because we do have to talk. We do have to talk through this. We're not going to talk about bras that fit small chests because I don't want to, it's fair use. So we do need to talk. Can everybody hear the video, first of all? Leanne? Leanne? I guess Leanne got thrown off. Okay. I'll wait for her to get... Guys, can you hear me? I think Leanne got tossed off. Oh, I see her. She did. What happened?
Yeah, I have no idea. I was listening, and the next thing I was booted. So StreamYard kicked me out.
Okay, so that's okay. So I had to stop it so that we can talk.
Sorry.
Because we're sharing somebody else's content. So we need to, for fair use purposes, talk through it here and there. So I don't want to be annoying, guys. But the first thing they talked about there is because the influence in the relationship is great, that you trust them, that you often will overlook unethical activities, right? What you perceive, what is widely perceived as unethical. And we hear it all the time. Like, why do people keep giving money? Why do they keep doing this? How do they not see this? Well, this is why they don't see it. They trust and 100% believe in, quote unquote, their friend. Leanne, do you have anything to add before I move on?
No, I agree. Go ahead and move on. Yep.
Okay, I gotta go back to the... wonder if I can just click it from here. Probably not.
I don't know.
Oh, God. I messed up. All right.
If you've been on YouTube a couple times, you'll know that there are people who will do some shady stuff to make money.
I need to go forward.
Parasocial relationships very common.
I'll just let it
The
go.
viewer feels a long-term bond with the influencer, looks up to them, believes they're a good person, and trusts them. While on the other side, the influencer is completely unaware of the viewer's existence. This makes it really easy for people to manipulate their audience, usually in order to increase views and profit. It's best not to become too attached to an influencer to the point where you feel let down if they did something you didn't agree with. But the manipulation tactics that some use are often what make you trust them so much, and also make you more likely to forgive or overlook actions that you'd normally not be okay with. I'm not advocating for canceling people for one minor wrongdoing, but those who repeatedly act in unethical ways don't deserve your views and certainly aren't the type of people to look up to in the first place. Manipulation is the process of influencing people cleverly or unscrupulously to one's own advantage. While I doubt many influencers actively sought out how to manipulate their audience, that doesn't mean their actions can't be manipulative. If I had to guess, I think those who are manipulative got to that place gradually by noticing how their viewers react to things they've done in the past and how much money was made, and some may have even replicated what they've seen other YouTubers do. But that doesn't mean they're off the hook, and it doesn't mean people shouldn't be made aware of what their intentions might be. Everything said in this video is alleged and just my opinion. Please don't send hate to anyone shown or mentioned in the video. The purpose of this is just to make you more vigilant of what you're viewing online so you can have healthier parasocial interactions. Number 1, they get you to comment pointless things.
Give me a little hand raise in the comment section if that is a pattern of yours as well.
Not all who ask for people to leave specific comments are trying to manipulate you. I ask people to leave their opinions on the video subject all the time because I typically like to read a lot of them. But when people tell you to comment things that have absolutely no point, What they're trying to do is get more comments to increase their engagement, which pushes their video to more people, leading to more views and in turn more money. People who ask you to comment what your favorite this or that is, or some random phrase if you made it all the way to the bottom of the description as if that's some sort of grand accomplishment, seriously don't care about your comment. They just know it's a good way to increase ad revenue. Why?
And I'm just going to add here, Leanne, I can't see you, but are you on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So I'm just going to add here that this I don't see too much of in our community. I don't know if anybody else does. Like I said, I'm just new to getting out of that bubble and venturing into other channels. But we do see a lot of creators say, hey, put a 1 in the chat if you did this, or put a 2 in the chat if you've seen me do this. I think that's genuine in our community. I think they're just trying to either 1, make a point, or 2, see how the chat is feeling about something.
That girl says it's echoing really bad, so we need to mute while it's playing.
Okay.
Thanks for letting us know that.
Yeah, sorry. So I don't think it's malicious or manipulative in our community when people say put a 1 in the chat. I think they're being genuine and just wanting to understand or get a point across. So when I play this, then I need to just go into StreamYard and mute myself, right? Okay, so I'm going to mute. Ta-ta-ta. How do I mute myself? Okay.
Would someone want you to comment IG fam on video? Does it benefit you in any way? No. Does it just make their day that you came to their newest video from hearing about it on their Instagram page? I doubt it. It's all about engagement, which is all about money. Now, if somebody's telling you to leave a comment for the algorithm, of course that's not manipulation because they're being upfront with the reason they're asking for you to comment. It's only when the creator is not explicit with their intention or is just trying to make it seem like part of the brand that it becomes manipulation, in my opinion. They're influencing you in a clever way to do something that's to their own advantage. Number 2, they're overly thankful for all you've done for them. It's perfectly reasonable for an influencer to thank their audience for reaching a certain subscriber milestone or for giving them feedback on something, but some tend to go way over the top in order to convince their audience that they love you so much. When it gets to a certain point, it becomes a form of emotional manipulation by making you think that they care about you so much and are so thankful for all you've done just by watching their videos. You're in turn more likely to trust them and feel a bond with them. Someone who loves you wouldn't do anything to harm you, so when they do something shady in the future, you're more likely to make excuses for their behavior because you think they care about you and the rest of their audience. I'm grateful for people who send me messages and comments in helpful or supportive ways, but it doesn't really make that much sense to be overly thankful for someone just because they watched a video of mine. It's free to watch videos, and I assume nobody watches mine just to support me, but rather because they enjoy my content. I personally find it really unauthentic when someone I'm watching goes on some 5-minute rant about how grateful they are for each and every one of us and says things like, it's because of you guys that I'm able to do this, or we did this. No. The creator is the one that puts the work into the videos. The viewer just watches for their own entertainment. The creator is able to follow their dreams or have YouTube as their job because they dedicated time to planning, filming, editing videos, and learning how to make content that people.
Go ahead and unmute, Leanne.
Okay, yeah, it's echoing really bad still, it says in the chat.
Oh, no. How do I stop it?
I don't know. Mine was muted, so I can't tell the echo.
I had mine muted.
All I was hearing was background noise.
Oh, for the love of Pete. It was so good, too. Okay, I'm muting. Mute now so I can see your mic mute.
Hold on.
Of course, that's not manipulation because they're being upfront with the reason they're asking for you to comment. It's only when the creator is not explicit with their intention or is just trying to make it seem like part of the brand that it becomes manipulation, in my opinion. They're influencing you in a clever way to do something that's to their own advantage.
Okay, guys, is it still echoing?
All you've done for them. It's perfectly reasonable for an influencer to thank their audience for reaching a certain subscriber milestone or for giving them feedback on something. But some
Yeah,
tend
the
to go
sound
way
is
over
really
the top
bad.
in
I
order
think
to
maybe you
convince
just
their
need to
audience that they
paraphrase it.
love you so much. When it gets to a certain point, it becomes a form of emotional manipulation. By making you think that they care about you so much and are so thankful for all you've done just by watching their videos, you're in turn more likely to trust them and feel a bond with them. Someone who loves you wouldn't do anything to harm you, so when they do something shady in the future, you're more likely to make excuses for their behavior because you think they care about you and the rest of their audience. I'm grateful for people who send me messages and comments in helpful or supportive ways, but it doesn't really make that much sense to be overly thankful for someone just because they watched a video of mine. It's free to watch videos, and I'd assume nobody watches mine just to support me, but rather because they enjoy my content. I personally find it really inauthentic when someone I'm watching goes on some 5-minute rant about how grateful they are for each and every one of us and says things like, "It's because of you guys that I'm able to do this," or "We did this." No, the creator is the one that puts the work into the videos. The viewer just watches for their own entertainment. The creator is able to follow their dreams or have YouTube as their job because they dedicated time to planning, filming, editing videos, and learning how to make content that people will click on. The viewers are not the reason why any YouTuber has succeeded. They're the result of the YouTuber making content that people enjoy. Of course, you can have gratitude for someone who did something that benefits you, even if they didn't do it to benefit you. But when it comes to YouTube, if you've never commented on someone's video or messaged them privately, then they don't know anything about you. You're just a number on a screen, so how much gratitude can they really have for you? I think sometimes when YouTubers express gratitude for their subscribers, they're thinking about the ones they've actually interacted with. If someone says they care about you, they could mean that they just care about their audience as a whole, or they care about the influence they have on the people who watch them, but they don't care about each person individually because they don't know each person individually, so they can't exactly care about you any more than they would someone else they don't know who doesn't watch their videos. Number 3, they make you feel bad for them. Comedic apology videos where influencers cry non-existent tears and play the victim have become quite a trademark of YouTube. But you don't need to be trying to repair your damaged reputation to take advantage of the benefits of people pitying you. It's actually a great way to make money, just like the rest of the things on this list. Let's take a look at some examples. One of my personal favorites is the crying thumbnail that doesn't actually appear in the video, so you just get to picture them sitting there posing in front of the camera while they're going through something supposedly emotional. Those always get a lot of clicks. Another good one is the Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star eyeshadow palette series, where Shane spends a good deal of time complaining about not being rich enough.
Like when I look at that Forbes list, I'm so not close to that it's like crazy.
That's right. This is a multimillionaire who lives in an LA mansion complaining about not being on the Forbes list.
The amount of money all these young YouTubers are making right now from merch stuff, I'm so stupid.
Multi-millionaire crying on the floor of Jeffree Star Cosmetics because Jeffree told him he's worth more merch money than he's been getting.
And being so worried that no one was going to buy his palette.
Scared. I don't think anybody's going to buy mine. Like, I know maybe some people will, but I'm afraid. Like, why would anybody buy mine? Look at me.
He gets over 10 million views a video. He could probably get his subscribers to buy his bathwater.
Because a 7-hour infomercial consisting of 7 parts, each with over 15 million views, promoting a collaboration between two people who have a combined following of 40 million subscribers on YouTube, would obviously be a flop. Now I understand that no matter how successful you are, you can still have self-doubt and lack a lot of confidence in your abilities, but you'd think that Shane would expect people to have some interest in the palette. Someone who's been on YouTube for a decade knows that they have a lot of dedicated viewers. Someone who has sold products before knows that people will buy something just because they're a big fan of the influencer selling it. Someone who's done similar video series knows that the videos will get over 10 million views each. Someone who's seen how other large influencers' palette launches have gone knows that they'll always do well. When you take all those things into account, it's absolutely ridiculous that he would think that the palette wouldn't sell. Personally, I feel the self-doubt was over-exaggerated to get people to want to buy the product more. I also think him acting like he's poorer than he actually is a way to seem more relatable so people feel more connected to him. The more you feel like you can relate to an influencer, the more you'll want to support him. Did Shane need the money? No. Did Jeffree need the money? Absolutely not. But still, tons of people who make far less money than them became emotionally invested in the story and the creation of the product, so much so that it became one of the largest launches in makeup history. If an influencer is always throwing themselves a pity party for things that can hardly be considered bad, Maybe they're just a little out of touch with reality, but maybe they're completely aware of how pretending like they have it worse than they do affects how the audience views them and can relate to them. Number 4, they lie about products they promote. There are people who promote new products every month, and each time they claim that the new product that they're promoting healed or
Okay, guys. So while, we don't have a Jeffree Star in our community, it's very relatable to what we see happens. And how often do we hear, I don't know, I'm not going to make any money this week? Well, you have a whole community that's donating to tip jars that are set at $1,000 every 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
There's however many memberships on top of that. There's whatever there is in AdSense, and there's also what you're not seeing, the
Right.
Venmos, plus the super chats.
Mm-hmm.
So as you see, that is a tactic to induce pity, to seem that you're not well off at all, that you're in this dire situation, so that you are relatable to people in your audience that are on the same, that can understand that dire situation, whether they're in it now or was in it before, and it makes you support them. And the last part is about brand repping and brand sponsorships, which isn't too relatable in our community. But this is a 2-part series. So when we go live next, I have other videos that are so interesting that go into when you become a creator, the tactics you use to have your subscribers fall at your feet.
And I'm going to say hello to a couple people. Lokamai, good to see you. And Cheryl and LA326, welcome in.
So I just want to ask the chat, which section did you feel that you could relate to the most in regards to what we see happening around us within our little bubbles?
Sandy, I have to agree. She said, what gets me is if you can't buy food this week, turn your internet off for a while. Yeah. I mean, to me personally, my priorities are such that I would choose to feed myself or my family and shut my internet off for a little while. But, it's all whatever that creator wants to do.
Yeah. And Sugar Beet, that's awesome. She said, I have a membership to a huge anti-scammer channel. We see what our membership is used for, plus they get a Christmas card, and that makes them feel worth it. It makes them feel like they're getting
that's
what
awesome.
they're... Right, Hannah.
Wow, did you see Remy's? She saw someone get their entire apartment furnished through Amazon wish list and tips as super chats, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, this is a tactic. And the girl in the video, she does a whole series on studying internet behavior and creator behavior across all different platforms. And one of the things that she said was that I lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness, how the hell did that happen? Oh, for the love of Pete, Christiane. Okay, so one of the things that people do is try to make their situation sound as close to their audience as possible. Like Jeffree Star and the other person, they didn't want for much, right? And like you said, they live in a $1 million mansion in LA, which they do.
Mm-hmm.
How much money do they really need? And we, on a much smaller scale, we see that here. If you are having, I'd say a $20,000 month, but you're saying it's not enough, and you actually have audience members out there fighting that cause for you, like this person can't pay their bills this month, or this person won't be able to do food, or this person is, and they're fighting that with you, then you are a damn good influencer.
No kidding. Do you see
Because
Lokamai said, I notice the crying a lot. Don't get me wrong, I cry easily, but I see it being used to work the viewers. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you see that on several channels.
right. And I'm not just we're not singling one person out. Don't get us wrong. I know that it's prevalent in one community, probably more than others. However, a lot of creators do this. And like I said, some of it's not, there are creators that are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
There are. And it's not wrong to, do a super chat or to want to help somebody that you appreciate their content. But what the parasocial relationship danger is, don't get so wrapped up that you are taking away from your real life and your real life situations to help somebody fix a situation that is
Yes, exactly.
either real or not. And like I used to always say, all that money could go to a good charity, sick kids, even homeless people. You could do so much with that money. I'm sure that all of us have a family member that is not doing well financially or needs some kind of support. And when we're giving thousands of dollars to a creator on a monthly basis, why are we not thinking of our real life situations first and trying to help those people that we are close to, where there is a real relationship with? That fascinates me, why the creator becomes more important than a real life family member.
Right.
Miss Heather Remy, it's crazy. These people who don't even have content making more than a person that went to medical school is ridiculous. Right.
Yeah. Well, and like Hannah Charles said, it's when it's expected and relied on, and her subs are on pennies compared to her. Yeah, I mean, I know who you're talking about, but that could apply to several creators.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so why don't we end our first part here, because I have a whole nother 2 hours. I think we went in 2 hours. And we'll go into the comments that I came across throughout the community. And I just wanted to go over some things Leanne and I wanted to talk about. I mean, it's all related to the topic. But as far as like the class session with the slides, we'll stop there. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We put a lot of time into it, and I hope we're making sense.
I think it's good information, and I hope you all do too. And I hope that you'll leave, remembering some of this, because I know I look at some creators differently from learning this information. And you'll hear some of the things, like was mentioned in the video that's happening. Now, that doesn't mean every creator that says something that they used as an example is, taking advantage of people or whatever, but it just opens your eyes a little bit more.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a whole nother segment, and it's our comment section segment. And you guys know that we normally make this a funny segment of our live, but this is their comments, same concept, but it's not, it's more serious. So I will pull those up, and then we will get on to talking. Let me grab them.
Thank you, everybody, for the great comments and for being patient with us.
Yes, we're still learning. We're trying. Okay, next slide. I can find it. All right, here we go. Now, when I put comments on the screens from our community, I always make sure that I scratch out the commenter, their avatar, and whatever else that could, something that could identify them. Okay. Okay, so this comment was made, and remember, all these comments are in context to our topic. So where was I? I was watching a live the other day, and there was a panel of people, and there were people on the panel that you would not expect to be with each other on this panel. So it was interesting live just to watch the dynamic So that's a little background into where I pulled some of these engagements. So this comment is, no, honey, she gets to you and you know it because she ignores you, which she should. And this was obviously made to Lycan. And what this was a subscriber telling Lycan that he is annoyed by the fact that a certain creator ignores him. And this certain creator spends more time talking about him than he does her. As in, we've learned about this person's genitals. We've learned about all kinds of private information, whether it's true or not. And I guess it brings up the hypocrisy within the communities and where your mindset is when you make these kind of comments. Because like I said earlier, you're not sleeping when you're on these lives and you hear a creator saying certain things, right? We don't just forget that that was said.
Right.
So in order for someone to make this kind of comment, knowing that this person was, like the rest of us who've been there, basically tore apart for whatever reason, right or wrong. I don't ever believe there's a tit for tat. I really don't.
No, I agree.
I think you can address things in a classy way without having to tear somebody down for their looks, for their body type, for their intelligence level. I think you can address this situation for what it is. Talk about the behavior and not your physical attributes to rebut whatever is happening.
Well, and to me, that's childish, when that tit for tat is going on like that. So yeah, discuss it as an adult and move on.
And while I'm saying I'm not agreeing with what this certain creator did to elicit responses from the other creator, I don't agree with the responses that were elicited. But the whole point I'm bringing this comment up is, how does this person who wrote this write this and not remember the panels that were held on this person that talked about such private and personal matters? And that is only because, like the video that I showed, and like some of the segments that I read in the slides, is because you are trapped in that parasocial relationship where you feel that whoever you are, quote unquote, having this friendship with does nothing wrong. Or when they do wrong, there's a reason and it's forgiven and it's okay. There's a prime example of that. Okay, next. Where the hell did my slide go? For the love of... Okay, here it is. Sorry, guys. I have like 87 slides up under here.
I wonder where your slide went, right?
Right. And now this person said, mocking someone's channel being taken down. No, this person that's added is not the person writing this, so I'm not doxing it. The scratch out is the person that wrote this. Mocking someone's channel being taken down is not funny. Okay, so then what is funny? So we are going to make a stand and we're going to say, you shouldn't mock people that have their channel taken down. However, it's okay to mock somebody and say they look like E.T., to say they have crossed eyes, to say they have fake teeth, that they're fat, and their nipple is lower than the other. It's okay to mock that, but it's not okay to mock if a channel is taken down.
Right.
That is how deep, when you're in a parasocial relationship, that's how you think. That is your mindset. You see nothing wrong on the other side. And if you do see it slightly, you forgive it, or you make excuses for it, or you make justifications up for it.
Yes.
And we did that, Leanne.
I did that. Oh, I 100% agree. We did. And I feel terrible about it. I beat myself up every day and think, how could I have been that person?
Right.
And I've apologized
all the time. I would feel bad when things were said. However, I would justify it like,
Yeah.
well, they said this or
Right.
they
They were
did this.
attacking her. Yeah. Mhm.
And this is how she handled it. And what right is it of mine to say how somebody handles it? That's wrong.
It
It's
is.
just
And
wrong.
I know we both have done a lot of apologizing as well. So please know that to all of you that we're well aware of what we did now that we're out of it. And we have apologized a million times.
Absolutely, Jill. You're right.
Yes. No,
It isn't.
I agree. That is horrible to me.
When I heard that happen, I almost didn't believe it. But it
Oh,
happened.
thank you, The Scoop with Barb. I'm glad that you're here.
Oh, thank you. Hi, Barb. I love your channel. I
I
just
know, me
started watching
too.
it.
I really appreciate that. We both do.
I normally don't chat in it, but I do watch because I usually am getting ready for work or but next time I'll chat. But
Yeah,
hi.
I will too. I'll actually pop in and say hi when I'm there and talk a little bit. Cause yeah, I usually just watch too.
Okay. This one. Some people depend on Natasha, including me, and I don't disrespect anyone on this platform. Give it a rest, haters. Unbelievable. So we have two things in this comment that go hand in hand with our topic. The dependency, the addiction, that you feel that if this person is gone, you can't exist almost, or you're losing a part of yourself, or your emotional well-being depends on whether or not you can watch this person on a YouTube channel. And I believe that you can have somebody that is in that and not disrespect people.
Yes, absolutely.
But the problem is you're so far in this bubble that you think everybody around you is a hater and that they're unbelievable. And
that
you're
is
not,
true.
Yeah. And you're not willing to see any other perspective whatsoever because you rely on that dependency. And if you did, it would threaten that dependency.
Hannah Charles, you're right. The manipulation comes in when the dependency does. It's very real. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. And I don't know about you, Christiane, but me, I mean, I didn't even realize that I was falling into this at all, and now that we're out of it, I look back and I think, wow.
I'm sorry, Tilly. I didn't want to make you feel that way.
Oh no, Tilly, don't.
Snarky comments are different. We see a lot of that in the community. We see the passive aggressive, playful, snarky comments. But these comments are real hard emotion comments.
Yes. No, snarky comments. Heck, we do it. We do snarky comments, but not like to be mean to each other. We just joke around. There's a difference between that and what Christiane's talking about. There's a huge difference. And I don't know, some of you had been in Natasha's channel or seen it, but that was something that they always used to say to me. People would say, you are so passive aggressive to Christiane. And it was like, no, you just don't understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't feel bad, Tilly Mae, please. We don't want anyone to feel bad.
And she basically put, yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. It was
that was horrible. That really bothered me. Yeah. Ugh.
Okay. So here, this is a good one. Hate and anger will eat away at you eventually. It's bad for your health. Don't watch or be around them. The haters are never going to agree with that. They just want to hate bond.
Yes. Locomai, that's right. The feeling of belonging is important to people, and many times it is the beginning of the slippery slope. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And hate bonding, how many times have we heard that in this community? From all kinds of different creators.
Right. And what's crazy is I used to say this. I used to say, though, don't worry about it, guys. I used to say this from panel all the time. A community and a channel built on hate will never last. This comment was me. Yep. That was me. And what that does is the more that you instill that belief into your community, to your subscribers, the more they will not go out of their bubble.
That's true.
Parker, I know. I felt that. Like I was telling Tattoos earlier, the first couple days it was in disbelief of Natasha saying what she was saying about me, but then it's flipped to I can't believe all these people in chat that said they loved me and cared, and some of them I developed relationships with on the phone that I thought knew me, that I shared parts of my life with, said the most horrible things. And most recently, one of those people was in a chat saying something bad about me and said, I hope Christiane reads and sees this.
Yep. Parker, I agree. It's brutal. You think that these people really truly like you, and then when you leave and the situation changes, they have been brutal with some of the comments. It's amazing how quickly they turn.
And you wonder if it's turn. You wonder if they always felt that way and they were just going along with
Could be the creator.
What was popular what was the popular opinion at the moment. And everybody has to have the same opinion, because if you don't, then you don't, you're standing out in a negative way. So
yes, Hannah Charles, she has the ability to flip her chat from loving you to hating you in seconds.
Right.
Yep.
And that's just more information that the whole relationship in the community that you devoted so much of yourself to was not real.
Right. That's right. And the longer you're away from it, the more you see it. Don't you agree, Christiane?
Yes. And
thank you, Voice for the Voiceless. Appreciate that.
You're right, Deb. It's a cult mentality.
It is.
And I used to laugh when people would say that when I was over there. I would laugh. Like, I would never be in a cult. Oh my God, dramatic much. That's taking it to a whole nother level. It's dramatic as fuck. Blah, blah, blah. But you're right. The second part of this presentation will touch on how this parasocial relationship develops into a cult mentality. Because when you have hundreds of individuals that feel exactly the same, experiencing the same enigmas, are going to form that cult opinion.
Thank you, Enchanted. Well, and that cult mentality kind of goes back to what you were saying. We were talking about the chat and whether they turn or they're just following whatever the creator thinks. They don't want to stand out. They don't want, anyone to think that they might disagree.
Right. That's right, Mrs. Portland. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
We're human beings. Like, me and Leanne freely admit that this was us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. This one was classic. If everyone would treat others how they want to be treated, a lot would change. If the others went through what so-and-so has, the world would end. Really?
Yeah.
What did our good friend Scarlett go through, getting torn apart for days the other day?
For no reason. Was something that was a complete fabrication.
Horrible things said about her looks, her kids' looks, I cried. And I'm not a crybaby.
She literally did. We were both on the phone crying because it upset us. Scarlett is a very good friend to us. And
Scarlett devoted
really upset
so
us.
much of herself, and so not only emotionally, but financially. She
did.
She was a great friend. A great friend. And the things that are said about voices, the things that are said about me, the things that are said about Siren, the things about it said, like, it just, the list goes on.
Oh yeah, me too. She said some pretty crazy stuff about me too. So
right.
Yeah. All of us.
All of us. So, Mrs. Portland, how can you, and this is where our mindset is. So this is where that person's mindset is we were there. We saw everybody as the enemy.
That is true.
And we ignored the fact that there was mistreatment happening on our side.
And if people came to us and tried to make us see differently, we just automatically shut them out. They must be a hater, so to speak. Yeah.
So I got permission from Country Joe to share something that she had put up that it was a couple weeks ago. It was profound. And I had to call Leanne and I said, please go read this, because it just puts a whole nother spin on what is happening. And
it really does.
She had transcribed words being spoken about a certain somebody and put them just on paper, just in the comments, just in read form with no audio. And it
hit me in the face. Yeah, it was like a slap in the face, like, oh my gosh. When you sat there and read how powerful those words were.
It was so powerful. You don't understand when you see it like that. You don't understand how people that are listening to that don't hear it.
Lokamai has a good comment. She also thinks sometimes the chatters think creators must know something that they don't know, so they believe them instead of seeing the manipulation. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, that's very good. I'm glad that Country Joe is letting you share this, because when I read that, I called Christiane and was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It just opens your eyes even more.
I want to read it, but the person that it's mainly about is in the chat, and I don't want to trigger them or upset them. But if any of you have the chance, go back and read that it's on our community wall, that transcription, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, let me zoom in. If we are all part of a community, is it just TOS standards monitored by AI that is all you expect? If you can get away with it, then it's okay. Or should we not want to do better sincerely? And I pulled this comment because I related to it. Everybody is saying on that side, in her community, that they got her shut down, that mass reporting got her shut down.
That's not the case.
All the other channels should be shut down too. But you can mass report 100,000 times. And if there is nothing there, it doesn't matter. You could report 1,000,000 times. If there's nothing there, then nothing happens.
Right.
It doesn't matter how many people report. If it's not there, it doesn't happen. I don't get what people don't understand. You know what I mean?
Right. And especially when, it's laid out why the channel is, been terminated or whatever the case. It's terms of service 99% of the time, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm just making a statement, but I don't think it's AI always that looks at it either.
You can't be on a panel ripping people apart, telling their personal private business, twisting it, making it vile, calling them names, shaming them.
Bullying.
This is supposed to be an anti-bullying era.
That's right. There eventually will be consequences, to that, as we've seen. Sometimes it takes a while, which is frustrating, I think, for all of us that are seeing this go on. But yeah, I don't know why you would even think that would be okay. You know what I mean?
And then you're called obsessed. It's not obsessed.
No.
People don't like to see people hurt other people.
That's
and there's
true.
A comment that I pulled that said that perfectly. Let me grab it. It's not obsession. I believe we all want to see justice for all the horrible things that were done to people. It's like watching a trial. You want to see the verdict at the end. You want to see the conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
And that sums everything I was just saying up. I'm not obsessed. I can't even watch it. I get triggered. But I know that's what's happened to my friends all around me. I know I've seen it. I've witnessed it. It's happened to me. Not so much me, but I said we dedicated this to Scarlett because what was said about her and those horrible names, it just hit me right in the heart.
Oh, me too.
People naturally want to see a verdict, want to see that stopped.
Mm-hmm.
It's not obsession. And it's not jealousy.
Oh gosh.
What is there to be jealous of?
No.
Would you be? I'm not jealous. Are you?
Oh gosh,
Are you jealous?
No. Oh heck no.
I'm quite proud of my life. I work very hard. I have a great, successful daughter. My relationship is going great. I have things to show for my life. I have great, great friends that really care about me and that I care about back. I don't have anything that I would want from over there. There is nothing that I would want.
No, and I feel the same way. You know, I'm very blessed to have a family that loves me. I'm very blessed to have you as my best friend and my other friends in my life. There's just a million things that I am thankful for. And like you just said, there's zero that I would want. And I certainly, at the end of the day, hope that people don't think that I am a mean bully, you know, like others probably take away from that.
I don't think people think that at all. I just think that you can't hurt people to that degree. And you can say, oh, you got your fifis hurt, get over it. Like if you can't handle your fifis getting hurt, log off. Mm-hmm. You don't know what some people could be going through at that moment in their life. I mean, there's laws against this shit. There's, you know, in schools, you can't do this without, if children do this to one another, they risk expulsion. Like you take this seriously because you don't know the words that you're saying. It's not just a matter of hurting fifis.
Right.
You could damage somebody to the point where they hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's a scary thing to think about because you're right. You don't know what people are have going on in their lives. And Locomai said, many of us hate watching others be hurt, but unfortunately we're quiet and don't speak up right away. And that's true.
Right. But because if you do, what happens?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And when people see others being hurt, like she said, you want to see some kind of consequence for it.
Absolutely.
So I don't think it's obsession.
Oh gosh, no. It's accountability.
Exactly.
You can't get by with doing things like that and saying things like that without being held accountable. Eventually it will catch up.
Right.
Hi, Dawn K.
Hi, Dawn. Okay. That's the end of that slide, guys. So that was we'll end our part 1 series. Don't leave yet because we have some funny stuff to end with. I don't want to leave everybody feeling like bad.
Oh gosh, no.
We want to leave everybody with laughing.
That's always our goal. Even when we're doing our regular segments, we want everybody to leave and have a laugh and a lighter feeling.
And I wanted to open the panel up. And I keep forgetting that. Does anybody want to come up? Does anybody have anything to say or add? You're very welcome to come up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to hear what you all think. You know, what's your opinion of, some of the things that Christiane and I have just talked about?
We literally droned on, oh my gosh, for 3 hours. I didn't even feel like it was 3 hours.
No, it went really fast.
But I would love to hear anybody else's opinions of the of what is happening or about the
571
presentation.
KJC, good to see you.
Hi, 7. Nobody wants to come up?
Enchanted. You cracked me up.
What'd she say?
I'm not even
for the love of
repeating
Pete.
it.
She's so right, though.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, that's true. It seems like important lives always go fast. I know, I feel that too. When I'm watching, a creator that is doing a presentation that's very interesting, it flies. True Helper.
Ladybug.
Welcome. Glad to see
hi,
you.
True Helper. Ladybug. I didn't know that. Okay.
I didn't either. So I thank you for correcting that because we really didn't know that.
Yeah, I emailed her today to ask if I could read it, and she said, "Yeah, but I didn't know that." So I'll vet it better.
Remy, thank you. We're glad that you enjoyed it, and the part 2 should be equally as interesting, I believe.
Yeah. I think as a creator, and I was involved, my career is politics. Okay. And with that is marketing and communications and all that jazz. And I've been published a lot. I've wrote a lot of articles for different newspapers and I have had a political column. So I had to learn to be very non-biased. And I actually got in trouble once because I wrote a political column and you could see my bias through my words. And I got in trouble with my editor.
Oops.
And I mean, not like fired, but
I know.
I got a lecture.
I know. Thank you, Mrs. Portland.
Because of that, they put me on an editorial so that then I could be biased, because you can't be biased in reporting news. You can in editorials. So, and you have to reflect the opinion of whatever outlet you're writing for or reporting for. If they're a Democratic paper, you need to write with a Democratic slant and vice versa. So anyway, I think it's very, very important that if you are a creator and you have a platform or an influencer and you have a platform, that you have a massive responsibility to not misinform people.
Correct. Nashville, thank you so much.
I don't think that you can just come up on a channel, on your panel, and just say whatever you want to say.
Right.
Without vetting, without thinking responsibly, without trying to trigger, I guess bullying, say trigger, because a lot of news triggers people. Anything can trigger people, it depends on their life experiences. But I think you have a great responsibility to speak as factually as possible and work really hard to do that.
Thank you, Coco.
Okay, nobody wants to come up and talk.
I know. I'm like, come on, folks. Don't be shy. And that's okay if you don't want to. I'm just kidding. We get it. Trust me, we do get it.
Okay. So then we'll go into our funny stuff. So if you're first time here, guys, how our channel works is we start off, we have segments, and there's about 6 segments throughout this show. We start off with the Urban Dictionary segment, and it's called "Ain't is a Word, but we tain't gonna say it." We have the comment word sex segment where we pull funny comments from the community, kind of like what I did there, but it wasn't funny comments that time. It was serious. So we do that. We all have a great laugh about that. Then we do the weird and the wonderful, where we go out and find some crazy, goofy channel out there that's kind of weird, but it's also kind of cool. And we tell you guys about it and show it. And then we get into a main topic. Today, our main topic I knew was going to be really, really long. So we cut some of our funny segments. We're going to do one. And then we end the live after the main topic with either open panel and then 2 more funny segments. We'll do it's called the Krama, the Days of Our Lives, Krama. So it is where we try our best to report on the happenings on the YouTube streets. in a non-biased way, like I was just talking about, where we just tell you what is happening and where it's happening without giving an opinion of what is happening.
Right.
So there's that. And then we end with Crazy Cat video. So that's our channel in a nutshell.
Yes, Sugar Beet. I know. I'm glad that we get to know how awesome you all are, because we do think you're awesome. We appreciate you being here.
Yes.
And when are we going to do the second part 2?
We need, Leanne and I need to get together on that.
Okay.
But I was thinking Wednesday. I hope if we can. I try not to schedule them around other people in the community. We tried like our best.
Hard.
It's hard though, because there's a lot of people with channels. So we try not to schedule at the same time others are. But it's really, really hard. So I have to look to see if anybody has stuff pre-scheduled for Wednesday.
And also we don't, I just lost my train of thought now. I don't know what it was. My train of thought derailed. So.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I know what it was. I was just going to say, and we don't always want to be the ones that have to go late, because we understand that people have work or, whatever they have going on the next day too. And Christiane has to go to work. Yeah. So. Oh, small town Jewel, you're so silly.
What'd she say?
She said, got to make sure I don't have a hot date that night.
This is true.
No hot dates.
Yeah, this is very true. We need to film our little video too.
Yes, and we need to get that to Locomai.
I know. So we'll do it. When we end, don't go. When I end the broadcast, don't go off. We'll stay up and do something. Okay, so let's get into our funny segment.
Yes.
If nobody wants to come up.
That's okay. We understand.
Look at me trying to make everybody feel bad.
Now, don't be doing that.
I got to play the intro. Little video I made. If I can remember what the hell it's called. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Boom. Now, slides, and I hope this is the right one. Oh, okay. I have to go grab it. Hold on, guys. Talk about not being prepped.
That's all right. Thank you all for being patient. We're, like I said, we're still learning all this.
Usually I have them all up and ready to go, so I can just click on them, but I got too
enchanted. To whom the bell tolls. Yes.
What's the date today? The 22nd, correct?
Yes, I believe so. Sandy said Parker's asking everyone pick a missing child on Wednesday to highlight on Wednesday to bring awareness. That's a good idea.
Oh, that is a great idea.
Yeah, I have an idea for that. We can talk later, Christiane. Yeah, that is a good idea.
I can't find my...
There you go, Coco. Sing for background for us. Well, we've got, sounds like fire trucks and stuff going by.
I know. That's LA for you guys.
It's like that here where I live too, because I'm by a major highway. So we get that too. Surprisingly, not while we've been on this live.
Very true.
Tilly May said that's the shaming bell. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it sounds like that used to be my favorite show. What was that show? The game, was it the Game of Thrones? Where they would come, where the lady came down and said, shame, shame. And they would ring the bell and she had to walk through the streets nude with everything hanging out for the world to see. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but oh my.
You never watched a Game of Thrones?
No. Well, I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but no.
Okay, so then we have to break up.
No, I'm too busy in the paranormal world on my free time.
I think I didn't save the damn thing. Oh, for the love of Pete. All right, so darn it, I wanted to make everybody laugh.
Well, okay.
I didn't. I made a whole Google slide show for that, like I do for everything.
So now we are laughing because you thought you had it. See? So we are getting a good laugh.
Oh my gosh, Chrissy. Hold on. Let me check one more area.
All right, guys, it's all right. You can laugh at her. I always give her crap, so
She does.
I do constantly.
I try my hardest, and sometimes my hardest isn't good enough. So
I agree. Jason Momoa is very hot. I
Ooh,
will say that.
I know where I can find it in my files. So I won't be able to pull them on screen, but I will be able to read them. Does that
This could
work?
be interesting. Yes, let's do it. We need something to laugh at. Yes.
I can't believe I did that. I'm such a ding.
It happens.
Oh, I might
No
be able to
big deal.
share it.
No big deal.
Okay.
Oh, Lokamai, I'm so jealous. You've seen Jason Momoa at the beach. Oh, he seems like a nice person. She said he's the sweetest thing.
Did she hear me tell everybody what happened?
I don't think she was in here when you said that.
Tell her. Tell her the story
Okay,
while I get
I'll
these
tell
words. I have
for
them.
anybody who wasn't in here at the beginning. Earlier, Christiane called me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you will never believe this. Taylor Swift and her boyfriend are in this little red sports car right next to me at the stoplight." And she couldn't try to snap a picture or anything because she had her GPS up on her phone. And Christiane, did you say her license plate was like T Swift or something?
Yes, her license plate was T Swift, and she was in a red Mercedes sports car with what's her boyfriend's name?
Joe Alwyn.
How do you know this?
I read a lot of magazines. I watch entertainment shows.
So
See?
you are addicted to the Kardashians.
Yes, all things Kardashian. Yes.
You know what I was thinking, guys, and people in chat, you have to tell me if you agree. So you know how we call this the drama community? It's not. Do you know what it is?
What?
It's trash streaming.
Yes.
Because it's like the National Enquirer, where we're not just like talking drama, we're like ripping people apart. Not us. I'm saying we're collectively, but you know, certain communities.
I know what you mean. Hey, Robin.
There's certain communities that aren't drama communities, and there's some that are. But the ones that aren't, they're trash streamers. That's my name. I'm terming it. I'm copywriting it. Nobody's allowed to steal it from me.
Yes, Dante. It was Kourtney Kardashian that just married Travis Barker. See, I know about all Kardashian stuff. Read all about it.
They'll be divorced in a year.
Could be. I know, you know, what kind of like Kendall Jenner, I know what she was wearing. And yeah, I know all that kind of useless information, but
keep talking. I'm almost done.
Enchanted, yeah, you know, I think sometimes it's just interesting to watch them because some of the stuff is so over the top. I just have to say, it's like a soap opera, only real life.
I feel, you know what I say? I say it's better than being in a parasocial relationship.
Yes, that's true. Yep, absolutely.
How about that? Cash me outside. Okay, I'm on my last slide that I'm adding to the Google Slides, and then I can
Lokamai said, well said. The word crama has taken away from real true crime. Trash for sure. Yes.
So we're going to call it, what did I call it? Trash streaming. Is that catchy?
Yes. Broken Justice said that her husband started laughing when Christiane said you haven't watched the Game of Thrones. Sorry, I can't read apparently.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. How do you not watch the Game of Thrones?
I'm just not into that fantasy stuff like that. Sci-fi. I don't know what you call it.
Fantasy is like shit that's on Mars and like.
No, it's not. That's sci-fi. Fantasy is like dragons and stuff like that.
For the love of Pete. No,
I'm into paranormal ghosts and all that kind of stuff.
Because that's not fantasy.
Well, no, not always. But we can talk about that during Paranormal Week.
Yeah, we're having Paranormal Week, guys.
See, Riley agrees with me. Thank you, Riley. Yes, Paranormal Week. So if any of you have any suggestions of a topic you'd like us to cover on Paranormal Week, email us, let us know. If you have a story ghost story, or you know, it doesn't have to be just ghost, alien, anything that you want us to share, email it to us. And if you don't want your name listed, we certainly will not do that.
I got good news. I got
What?
good news.
Did you get it?
Parker, do you want to come on panel and do the urban dirt words with us?
Yeah, Parker, come up. You'll get a kick out of this with us. It's always fun.
Get your ass up here.
Listen to her. Bossy.
Get your ass up here. Yes,
Tilly Mae,
no,
that's probably
maybe
just
so.
as well. If
All
you
right.
start watching the Kardashians, the Kardashians, as you said, so you just see there again, you get sucked in. But no, I don't feel like they're my friends or anything that we just talked about. I'm just teasing. I'm being a smart mouth.
I'm dropping you the StreamYard link because that's the only way I know how to do this. So if there's and Sofa, I thought you were coming up. I was waiting for you, but whatever. Peen bombers that are lurking in the atmosphere, I have an overlay, and I will not let you peen bomb me. How about that?
Take your peens and go elsewhere.
Yeah. Drop in the link, Parker.
Yeah, come on up.
I don't know if I did it right, but it's there.
Nikki, you're gonna have to be one of our guests for Paranormal Week.
Yes. Nikki's going to do a Nikki presentation.
Yes. And then I know Robbie is going to be a guest.
Yes.
And I'm
everybody,
hoping Michael will.
I'm ordering Robbie and Leanne Ghostbuster outfits that I'm making them wear for that. And I'm embroidering shenanigans on the back.
Well, Robbie will probably bring Michael if he comes to LA with us. Then, is Michael going to have to wear one too?
Yeah, actually.
We're going to make you wear one. I'm telling you, you're not getting out of it.
Okay, that's Parker Park. I've seen you.
All right.
I'm going to try my overlay, though, just so I know how to use it.
Okay.
But I did see her.
Okay, good.
And then I'm going to add her.
We know it's really her. That's a good thing.
Okay. Parker, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh,
hey,
I did it right.
You did it right.
Yay!
This is going to break the internet, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, why not?
Hey,
why not break it?
Can I just answer Broken Justice really quick?
Yeah.
Broken Justice, since you have a channel, if you want to do a live featuring your own child, not your child, but a child, a case that you feel passionate about, you can. Or if you have a child that you want recognized and don't want to do a live, then just email me the details.
Oh, can I send? I have one to send you, Parker. I'll get that later to you.
Wait, Parker, talk about what you're doing because I don't understand.
Okay, so Wednesday I am doing, it's National Missing Children's Day. So I am trying to get the community to drop all the hate, and for Wednesday, every creator that is willing will take on a case and go live about the case.
Oh, that's cool.
And it doesn't have to be long, but I mean, if you guys have a case that you're like, oh, I really like this one. And then at the end, I'm going to create little videos, one giant video of the people within this community doing it. Bits and pieces so that people can see we can exist together. And then send it to you can submit things like that to the missing children's place and stuff. So,
that would
so
be
they
neat.
can see it. And so I really want to do that.
Yeah,
I love that.
I do too. I'm definitely.
Is it called
willing.
Wednesday's Child? It's called National Missing Children's Day is May 25th, which is Wednesday.
Oh, okay, because Dawn K wrote Wednesday's Child as a title, and that's really cool.
Well, hey,
that is good.
She's good with. She always.
She is.
She always outdoes me with shit. She's one of our mods, and she'll just type shit in there and it'll outdo me, and I'm like, whatever, Dawn, we're breaking up. But
Mrs. Portland's doing a local story to her, and the kid looks exactly like her kid. It's very
oh my
weird.
Gosh.
She did tell me about that kid.
Yeah, they have a local story too that it's the little boy is autistic and he's been missing for a year. So I think I'll see if Christine wants to cover that. If not, I'll get you that info because it's sad and I wish they could find him.
We could do two.
I wish they could. We could.
Yeah, do two. You can do as many as you want. I know Tia said yes, and I'm going to put another community post because some people, don't see the video or whatever. So.
Oh, you're welcome, Locomai. She said, thanks everyone for bringing attention to all the children who no one covers.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For
if we
me,
can get
when
that
I
out there.
heard that a kid was killed last week, a 6-year-old, because the system wouldn't listen to his dad saying that the mom was not safe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found him in the trunk of
Oh,
her
how
car.
sad.
It's just like, this crap is what really needs to be talked about.
Exactly.
Not this other junk.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree 100%.
Yep, all the tit for tat needs to stop. And yeah, it's important to focus on that because you don't know who might see that picture or, have some information. You just never know. And a lot of people, YouTube reaches a lot of people. So that's a great idea, Parker.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But all right, so what's this game?
We're gonna go. So we do a segment. It's called "Ain't in a Word," but we tain't gonna say it, and we pull name funny stuff from the Urban Dictionary.
We just randomly pick funny things.
Yes, and we try to make them relatable to the community. Like last week, we found one that was lichen syndrome, and it was like crust that's on your whatever.
Yeah, it was like a fungus.
Yeah, it was about fungus, and we were like, "This is so like how like who wrote this?" But anyway. No offense to who, but
no,
it was funny. And he has a sense of humor, I think. But anyway, so this is what we got for this week. I'll pull them up and we'll go one by one, taking turns reading them. Okay. And some of them have a little acting skit in them, so we act them out.
Look out, she'll put you on the spot.
Oh, jeez.
It's all in good fun.
Okay, this one's not as vulgar. I'll do this one because I'm the boring one. It's up to hate. It's simply being ready in the mood to just senselessly hate on someone or something. Up to hate is a unique combination of words similar to up to date, but instead of the meaning being well informed about an event, topic, or person, it means that you are ready to hate on someone or something in order to keep them in place. Hope for something or just because you feel like being an asshole towards others. So we have an acting scene. Leon, do you want to act it with Parker? You be person one. Parker, you can be innocent and be person two.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Are you ready to hate on some of Tim's I can't even see it. It's a little posts.
Why?
He's been acting like he's better than us after he got that A+ on the last chemistry test. So I'm feeling pretty up to hate for him.
Maybe he is better than you.
He probably is because I suck at chemistry, but I'm still going to up to hate him. See, she's got the hang of it already, Christiane.
Yes. Okay.
Improv your way through it.
I mean, it was a pretty good start. So
it really was. You did good.
I tell her all the time she's supposed to improvise to the sentences that they give us, and she didn't do it this time. So
I couldn't even hardly see it tonight. So yeah,
she gets
time to get my eyes checked again.
All right.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Okay, you can say this one, Parker.
Repackaging the same shit and selling it off as something new.
Well, same shitting.
Same shitting. Same shitting is repackaging the same shit and selling it off as something new. Hey, dude. Wow. Just came out. There's new stuff.
Fuck that. It's just Blizzard. Same shifting again.
Same shitting, not shifting.
Oh, wait.
Fuck that. Both of it. It works.
Fuck that. It's just Pete. Same shitting again.
It's like a tongue twister.
Damn same shitter. Same old damn same shitter. Same shitter always was the same.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Here we go. Some of us need to do this. Some of us need to learn this lesson. So what better to learn it from the Urban Dictionary? It's called DNA delete, which means erase all your frickin' electronic evidence of a relationship that you had with somebody, to include contact info, emails, best word in here, text messages, phone call records, etc. In context. I broke up with Sofa. I had to do a DNA delete on her ass. The bitch no longer exists. Moving on. My wife goes through my phone. I had to DNA delete that shit because my side piece, relationship with my online honey, 3 cocks in me. Whatever.
Oh my!
Oh my!
gosh.
I wasn't prepared for that.
That's
I just got what that means. Holy shit! Because it was spelled different. They tricked me.
Oh.
Jill, yeah, if you're welcome to come up on panel if you're not
Jill,
too nervous. Absolutely.
Yeah, don't be nervous.
You don't have to come up for this part, but you know, we're more than unless you want to. We're happy to have you though.
Yeah, we fuck everything up, so you don't have to be nervous.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
Slide 4. Go ahead, Leanne.
Readified when someone is trash, lies, cheats, snitches, robs, jacks. I'm not saying that. Thinks he is hot shit, but it's just fuck boy piece and it's just garbage.
I think it's hilarious that she won't say that one word, but she'll say the other 2.
I
know. Met this new guy named Ray last night.
Girl, stay away from him. He's retified.
Yeah, and I'm not sucking his either, even though it says that up there.
Oh my gosh.
We're too sweet and innocent over here at Shenanigans.
Not really, but you know.
Okay, there you go, Parker.
Oh my gosh. Anus pankle. When you wipe your ass well enough, it gets crusty, itchy, and altogether uncomfortable. Man, I shit and then had to run out real fast. Now I have a severe anus pankle.
God.
Oh my God, we're losing subscribers.
Oh, subs are dropping left and right. We're being reported.
No, don't leave us, guys. We're really not gross. Oh, for the love of Pete. Okay.
It's all in good fun.
Smades. Smades. A type of STD you get from watching way too much YouTube.
I believe it.
Especially the Smush channel. You may also get it from shitting your...
She can't even say it.
Pooping yourself trying to go Super Saiyan for cause it's just not possible. You can help treat this by not listening to Justin Bieber. If you listen to his music, you will be impelled by a godly ninja. Quotation. Hey, did you ever hear about that guy who died from Smades? Yeah, I heard he was a big Smosh fan and he loved Justin Bieber. Dumbass, he should have known.
Don't you wonder who just comes up with these things?
I'm going to use the word anus panel or anus spanks or something.
Yes. Wait,
Spankles.
There you go.
Spankles.
Hey, all right. My phone's going to die, so I got to hop down and go plug it in.
All right.
Okay, thanks for coming up.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Throob. When a girl is exposing her cleavage and there is a space in between for her boobs, we got to act this out. You be Gerald.
Man, did you see that bitch's Throob?
Hell yeah. I did. The perfect amount of space for me to slide my... Oh, no. I didn't see that.
Okay, y'all get the gist of that. See, we all know now that Christina does not read these first.
That's what happens when you quickly scan the Urban Dictionary to put together a slide in 5 minutes. You don't read everything. All right, guys. So that was our live for the evening. Nobody's coming on panel. Nobody.
Well, Jill was considering it. So did you decide, Jill? We won't make you read anything weird, we promise.
Yeah, no, we're done with the
Did you see
Riley said save meat poll?
That cracks me up.
Oh, I'm too sweet and innocent for that, Riley.
Ha! Don't let her fool you.
I'll say bologna or sausage.
But she won't say meat pole.
Oh, for the love.
There, I just said it.
Oh, I can't breathe. Don't be nervous, Jill.
Really, yeah, don't be nervous at all. She said someday. Okay, we'll hold you to that someday. You let us know when you're feeling comfortable and we'll have you come up on panel with us.
Yeah.
Mrs. Portland said she can come up.
You want to come up, Mrs. P? Come on up, honey. I'll drop you Is the link still up there?
I don't think so. Not that I see, unless
Michelle,
it's.
can you drop that?
Yeah, I can't see it. I'm on my phone and I can't go back that far.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's subscribed. I didn't do this earlier. Oh, I'm so horrible. Is Broken Justice still in the chat?
I thought so. Yeah.
Thank you, Ladybug.
Thanks, okay. Ladybug.
Everybody, please go subscribe to Broken Justice. If one of the mods can drop the link, please go subscribe to Parker. If somebody could drop the link, if you already haven't already. And please go subscribe to Mrs. Portland. Oh, okay, Broken Justice. We wanted to drop your link.
Thank you, Sandy.
Do we have any other creators in the chat that I missed?
Riley, I did not know that Kevin Federline's nickname is Meat Pole. Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? You learn
that's
something
hilarious.
new every day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, Sofa. I'm dropping the link since Michelle's late with the link. Here we go.
You're welcome, Broken Justice. Thank you for being here.
Oh, yes, of course. Anytime. You ain't greedy.
Nope.
And I get to use I saw it, Andera. Thank you. I just dropped it, Sofa. I get to use the overlay. Blah, blah. I know, it is gross. Huh? That girl, I'm with you. I get to put I am going to Google it, Riley. I get to put the overlay up again.
Yeah.
I get to practice. Oh, I have a headache. Okay, there's our Mrs. P. Let me take down the Urban Dictionary.
Yes.
Add Mrs. P.
Hey.
Hi, lady.
I'm glad
you
to
look
see
pretty.
You do, and I'm glad to see you're feeling better.
Yeah, it's been a rough week, let me tell you. But yeah I'm feeling better finally.
Good.
You look very pretty.
I get this credit at least twice a year. It just kind of hit me out of the blue last week, but
darn.
It's just the yearly stomach flu is all it was.
Well, I'm glad it's gone now. Yeah, you look really pretty.
You and I both.
Yes. Hey, I'm gonna run to the ladies' room.
I miss you.
I miss you too, Mrs. P. I'm gonna run to the ladies' room. Talk to Leanne in the chat for a minute, okay? I'll be right back.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Portland, you look really pretty. I like your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I finally pulled out some of my summer stuff the other day, so this is just one of my little tropical tops.
Yeah, it's cute. Well, and it's nice that you're feeling better and you feel like, getting up and getting dressed, because I know when you have that stomach stuff,
I tell you.
That's
I finally
terrible.
felt to the point this morning where I felt so grungy from being so sick all week. I finally had my husband help me into the shower, so I got myself washed up. And
isn't it amazing? Yeah. That's like the best shower ever after you've been sick and you get in there. Right? It's like, oh, it feels great. Yes.
Yeah, it's like you get all that crud off. Yeah, it's like,
yes.
Okay, that feels a lot better.
It does, definitely. Thank you, Coco. Thanks for coming in. So. Yeah, I agree. That's the worst. I had that stomach flu a couple months ago, and I can relate. It was horrible. Well, and I was the same way. Ugh.
It's a long story, but my husband and we take care of an elderly neighbor lady across the way from us, and she ended up getting COVID last week. And she's like 80-something.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. And with me, I'm very low autoimmune.
Yeah, same here.
My husband had ordered us a couple in-home COVID tests just to be on the safe side, because I thought that's what it could have been in the beginning.
Did you see that the Postal Service, you can get those free now?
Yes. Oh, really? Yes, that's how we did it. We did it actually through our medical insurance.
That's good. I know USPS.com, you can go on there, and I think if the last time I looked at it the other day, you could get 8 free tests.
Right, right, awesome. Which we did.
So,
but like I said, I called my doctor on Friday, and I told her exactly what was happening. And she says, well, since you have one of those in-home tests, just to be on the safe side, go ahead and take it and see what happens. That way, if it is, we can get you in and get you taken care of.
Yes.
And it came back negative.
Good.
So I called her back, Friday evening, and she said, okay, you've got the yearly stomach flu. So I was like, okay. So she said, just keep pushing the fluids and just rest.
Yes. Ladybug, yes, we will cam up. We have actually been on camera a couple times off and on. I'm having some major dental work done and stuff, so I'm waiting to get all my stuff done. But yeah, I mean, we'll cam up. Absolutely. I was on camera a little bit last night on Robbie's.
Cam up, Leanne. I already know what you look like, honey, and you're pretty anyway.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
On the whole last live.
She did.
My hair's a mess.
So is mine, but that's
okay. Come on, you're beautiful.
My hair's a mess.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I know, right, Michelle K? Doesn't Mrs. P look great?
Can you please turn your camera on just for a minute and wave at me?
Oh, fine. I'll show you. You're going to laugh at my damn hair.
I will not. I promise.
I will.
She will.
No, I won't. Please, did you just see mine? Mine's a hot mess.
See? Oh, Christiane, you're beautiful.
Yes, you are. Your hair is gorgeous. So
gorgeous.
Mess.
I just wanted to have you wave hi at me real quick.
It's not a mess.
It was a mess. It looked like I did. Well, I actually didn't comb it today.
And now I see a black screen on you.
Oh, what happened to my thing?
Oh no. Did you put that overlay on you again? She did that one other time too. And she couldn't figure out where she went. And then all of a sudden she was like, oh, the overlay's over me.
Hello.
Hi, Boots.
How do I turn my camera? Oh, that's how. Hi. You don't answer your phone anymore.
I'm busy. I have a lot of stuff going on. And I haven't been feeling the greatest either.
But I've been missing my Miss Kinley stories.
Oh, there hasn't been anything much lately. She's just starting to talk.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
There hasn't been a lot going on really. Today she just said she was pointing at stuff and she was saying hot dog because she was watching Mickey Mouse and she was watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And at the end they sing that hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Oh yeah.
And so she was dancing around and she said hot dog. And I was like, yeah, that's the hot dog dance.
I threw myself
call me
off.
sometime, please.
I know you threw yourself off, but now you're just a black square.
Where's Christiane?
Do you have the overlay over you again?
I don't know.
Take the overlay off.
I can't figure it out, guys. I'm clicking everything back here.
Oh God.
I threw myself off the darn do flicker.
She might click it and end the stream. Oh, no.
What are you doing, woman?
I'm trying
to. Nope.
The fuck is going on here?
Well, I mean, if we knew, we would all know, right?
What the hell did I just do?
Put the overlay over yourself would be
my gosh.
Hey, Christiane.
I can't. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I guess we just talk to a black square and pretend she's there. We hear your voice.
How do I get the avatar?
Christiane,
I don't know.
What do you do for an encore?
Your avatar's up in the corner.
Yeah, but I can't get it on me.
I don't know how to get it on you, but I see it.
None of us know what in the hell you're doing, so.
Well, now she threw herself off again. Leanne, do you know if Christiane had... The reason I've been trying to get a hold of you is actually... Do you know if Christiane has care credit?
I don't know, but we've already pretty much got it handled. We're fundraising, so yeah.
Okay, if she doesn't get enough, and like, or if she needs to like pay right away and then wants to just like pay off care credit, she can use mine.
Oh, okay. She's probably listening. She's probably trying to get back up here.
Yeah, I know, but
That's
I'm just
right,
saying.
Michelle K. It's like a sleepover. Oh, don't even speak about sleepovers. Next weekend, I'll have a bunch of 11 and 12-year-old girls at my house. Oh, Lord, help me.
I did it.
I know. I was waiting to hear
You're
about the
finally
sleepover story.
back.
I fixed it. Sofa.
Hey, Sofa.
Yeah. Did you see my fucking name?
Yeah, I
Hey,
saw your
Sofa.
fucking name.
Sofa King annoyed?
God.
What
I went
happened?
into Safari and I had to reset my avatar and everything. I'm like,
Ugh.
what?
Great.
I know. Yeah.
I don't have an avatar. How do you even do that?
I don't
Just
know.
click on
See,
the
obviously, I don't know how to do it.
Boots. Yours would probably be
What
a
you do is
B.
when you go to your channel, you go like to your profile picture on your channel,